Hey, Marco, you ready for the totally awesome, coolest show ever?
I don't even know what that intro was, bro. I don't even know what that was. What was that?
Neither do I. I was playing around.
All right, good.
What is going on right now?
I don't know. All right, so we're trying a new intro thing, I guess. I've been talked to for about a year now by Pete and others that we need to put in an intro leading into it. It went horribly wrong. So, I guess we'll try it again
I
next
don't think
week.
it went horribly wrong. We started 5 minutes late.
Well, we're 5 minutes late, and that I thought it was already
that
playing.
had
I thought
nothing
it was
to
an
do with that
automatic thing.
intro.
Well, I thought it was an automatic thing that it was happening, and it wasn't. And then I finally go, "Hey, is that intro playing or what? When's it over?" And you go, "No, we didn't start."
No, once you hit
What
the start
intro?
button, it'll start.
Well, I don't know. Hey, we got an interesting show today. We've got a couple friends of mine that are going to stop by. They got some interesting news. We're going to suspend Under the Radar again for another week, and we're going to suspend all the other things we do. Instead, we're going to cover I think we're doing this a cool way.
Some new stuff for you. That's all.
Yeah, we're going to cover some new stuff. Instead of just doing the little this, the little that, oh, here's a book that everybody knows them. We're going to cover kind of first things with a couple artists, Tone and Tony, if you guys look at the thumbnail. And we're going to cover some of their exciting books and some stuff for you guys to go out there and hunt. You know, that's what the show is always about, is going out there and hunting for books. So also too, we're going to add a segment called Shamrocks and
Shenanigans.
Okay. Yeah. I disagree wholeheartedly with that segment, but I got outvoted by these two. So there we go.
I was listening to a lot of House of Pain, and it got in my head, and I wanted to do it. So we got a new segment.
So we're going to be doing that. And then we got a little bit here. So the boys will be joining us shortly in about 30 minutes. But before we do that, let's say hi to the chat, and then we'll get into a little bit of news. I saw some good movies this week, by the way. And I have stories. These movie theaters. All right. Hello, everyone. How Kingdom of Nerds. Sorry, I didn't call you back. My bad. Ran out of time today. Hello, everyone. Why are you number one? You took over for GTK Comics. Hi. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Hi. All right. Cool. Sub Rucifer. Sub GTK Comics. Sub Pete at Toy Informer. Sub Dub.
GT was probably looking for the link earlier, but I couldn't put it up until I got home from work.
I got to change my name or something.
Yeah, that's too long.
It's too long. Thank you, AOA. Thank you for everything you do. All right, Ed, nerds. Ed, good. We gonna do some Hey, we might do some. We might do some subscriptions too, right? We're gonna do some subs today too, maybe or whatever.
Just change it to Baba Yaga on IG.
Yeah, I should.
Subs?
Baba Yaga. Tony, if you cast Marco out, all good things will come to you. Well, I'm glad we're starting this early, BK. Glad we're starting this early, BK. Glad we're starting it early. Just please, today will be that day. Say hi to Ed for AOA. Thank you. Marv, what's up, fam? What's up, Marv? Tone, there's Rodriguez. Hey, I'll tell this about Tone. Great guy. Love him. I've already told you guys how much I like this guy. But every once in a while, you can catch him too. He'll drive in his car and like just live stream what's coming off his dome. And if you have got the time to watch it, it's worth it, bro. And it's not like that funny or whatever. Like it's not. And look, he's not groundbreaking stuff. He's a little insightful, but he does talk about good stuff. I imagine it's much like that TV show Seinfeld you guys keep talking about, where it's about just like nothing, just like your everyday stuff. Like that's what it is. So make sure you're following him. Make sure you check that out. Tony is like the king of promos. When we first met Tony Fleece, he was terrible on the IGs. He has now surpassed this entire channel single-handedly with his pinky. All right, so make sure you're checking him out. Marv, what's good, Marv? Marv, what's good, Marv? Why are we doing Marv? Why are we doing? Wait, this isn't Marv, is it?
No, it's AOA posting for Marv. Follow Marv.
That's not Marv, is it? Oh, so Marv changed his name because he used to be Keith. Okay. Hey, Spud. Hello. Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. Hello to you too, Mr. Fancy Pants. Who's that? Okay. Sup, kids. Sup, Joe. We're not doing that. AOA, Tony. Tone.
I wanted to do some form of Tony joke, but we only had two.
We should have invited Trish too.
Maybe let me hear you say.
She's gonna be on this tour also, for a little bit. Hey guys, Matthew, what's good? Chad, yo, Chad. What's up, everyone? What's up, Ryan? I've been meaning to get back to you. I'm so sorry, man.
Did you see that Gollum?
I'm embarrassed. Well, he actually has something for me too, and left a message. That's bad. I shouldn't.
No, I know. But did you see that Gollum he drew on?
No, I haven't seen. Bro, I went to Monday Night Football.
I know you're not a Lord of the Rings guy.
No. I am. I actually stop that. I actually am. I'm a literary Lord of the Rings guy, not the
awesome
visual aspect of it. And cartoon from the 1963 or whatever.
Yeah,
1983.
cartoon is what it is.
Cartoon's sweet. That cartoon's. Watch your mouth, Pete. All right,
Rye
J.
Let's
go. And Marco. Wait, who and Marco? Do you know a guy named Tales from the Flip Side? Well, that's where we used to. That was the channel we used to do, but we haven't. I've heard it died. I don't know.
No, I think they're still going. I guess.
With what? They don't know anything about comics. Joe Doolins. There you go. Are they still playing our content over there? GTK Comics, do you have any thoughts on this? I have no clue who Sticky Goose is. I was told this. Somebody put something in one of these chats. I'm going to give you.
Yeah, that.
Is that what you guys were saying? You said it was too long to explain to me what was going on?
So if you want to know about this, why don't you go after this show is over, check out SNS from Saturday. They did a nice little introspective.
So is that what that thing was in the chat where I said, like, what is this? And you guys go, dude, you're not going to care about this. And I said, okay,
you're not going to care.
Okay. Then I don't care about it. Okay, yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're good.
I don't care about it.
All right. Artrell. Hey, everyone. Hey, what's up? A Hobbit? Yes. That Pete loves Hobbits because they're about the same.
I absolutely love Hobbits.
Ooh. I know. I like. Do you see he's got the little Army of Darkness?
I see the little ash.
Oh, dude. What a gentleman. What a gentleman and a scholar my man is. I told you that one he was at that one con and they weren't paying him, so he left and ended up going to a wedding, right? And then shook everybody's hand. Yeah. Well, he's from this great state of Michigan anyway. So, all right, Sticks. I didn't say hi to you. If Tack doesn't have Marco making fun of BK, we riot. Yes, that is true. That is true, Sticks. Yeah, I miss Sticks. I got to see Sticks for like 4 days, and then there's no more Sticks. Like, where's Sticks at? All right, Artrell, there you go. Thank you, AOA. Sticks, there you go. We'll make Marco humble in front of please. Good. Let's keep this going all day long. I love this. There you are, BK. Good to see you, BK. You were there. You could have said something. I mean, we've got you right there. You could have just come up and said hi to us. You chose not to, BK. So I don't want to hear anything else out of you. Yeah, I don't know if he knows as much as you think he does, Bri. Long history there. The guy doesn't go to any cons. Let's put it that way. What else we got? Anything?
No, we can just get right into the news. If Dub's ready.
All right.
I can be ready.
Ask that guy how hockey's going.
All right, let me run the thing.
Well, here we go. Let's talk about some top stories. We're gonna a little sad note today. There's a lot of these, but we're gonna just focus on this one right now.
I thought we were gonna do the other guy. All right.
Yeah, Pete Rose passed away this week at 83 years old from hypertension, from I guess it was like circulation problems and such. So if you have high blood pressure, please treat it. Yeah, he was 83 years old. I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's lots of good stuff to say about Pete Rose. There's some not so good stuff to say about Pete Rose, but I mean, you can't take away the fact that he
heck of a baseball player. That's what you can say about him.
A baseball player,
and that's where you can stop. After that, that's stuff. So, I mean, that's it. Heck of a baseball player.
I thought this was going to be John Amos.
You could separate the people from the whatever. I thought you were going to put up the Mutombo thing because he's the only guy who actually should have kicked my butt when he did it. But he should have.
Dude, that's the first impression I taught my son.
What, Mutombo?
Yeah. I said, do Mutombo.
Oh, my God.
And he wag his finger.
You would appreciate it. Go ahead.
I didn't want to make the news all like, you know, it was.
I should have told you. I had a nice little story about Mutombo where he Like I literally, it was a Teal days. You'll know this, Dub. For the people that don't know what we're talking about, the Pistons at one point were real bad when we had Grant Hill. They're called the Teal days, right? And before the brawl in the Palace, you could literally, the seats went right to the back to the third row of the visitors bench. So like you could get, and nobody would show up in the Palace. What did Palace seat? Was that Palace 45, something like that, 46,000, somewhere around there? It's like 46,000. And during those errors, nobody would buy tickets whatsoever. And there's this old rumor that would always go around, especially in betting pools, about Mutombo. And Mutombo was a funny guy, but when he was a freshman, he walked into a party and he said, like, as a joke, now they didn't put into context till later, as a joke, he says he had a great game and he opens up both hands and goes, "Who wants to sex the Mutombo?" Now take it, it's supposed to be a joke, okay? But so they didn't search it very well at the Palace at that time either, because they were just hoping anybody would show up. So we maybe or maybe not would bring, we'd sneak in a couple fifths. And at this time, Mutombo was playing, I think, for Atlanta. It had to be Atlanta. And of course, we would get rowdy at that point. And you'd only be like 2 rows back. It's quiet because there's no fans. So I'm giving it to him. I'm giving him all the who, and then all of a sudden I start the who wants to sex Mutombo. But maybe a little cruder than that. And finally he's had enough. So he turns around from the chairs, goes like this, and his arm reaches into the first row and just stares me the shit down. Right. So now I'm getting quiet because I'm like, oh, we're about to get kicked out. And he's looking at me and I'm nervously laughing. And the man is a big man. He just is a big man. Well, here comes security coming running down. But luckily, we're in Detroit where there's always foolish idiots. So these 2 guys get up and start like going at it because he turned around. So they're now trying to give him the business, right? Well, as they're doing it, I'm like, yo, and my buddy's like, hey, don't. And he kicks the bottle. And all of a sudden you hear douche, 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 dunk, dunk. The fifth, which was empty, came rolling down and crashed right behind these guys and blew up everywhere. Luckily, they pulled those dudes out. Mutombo then went like this to me, and I go, no, sir, I don't want any more smoke. No smoke tonight. But he had every business to kick my ass that night. He really did. He should have, but he's a good guy. So it's sorry. I'm really sad to hear that guy's gone, man. He was a good dude. But yeah, Pete Rose, I guess. Yeah, he played some baseball.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't forget John Amos. And don't forget Chris.
Who's John Amos?
Too. He was the McDowells from Coming to America.
Oh, really?
Also, one of the bad guys in Die Hard 2. Good Times.
Yeah. Good Times. The dad in Good Times. Yeah.
I feel like break
man.
Yeah,
Who else?
It was a rough week.
Who else?
It was a rough week. I got at least one more in the news. So.
Oh, sorry, man.
Sorry, we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Who's Chris Christopherson?
In the Blade movies, he was Whistler.
I'll just get that. I want to get to it then.
Sorry, just get to it.
Sorry to jump ahead.
Yeah,
you got us in the talking about everybody who passed.
Why would we put a memoriam in the front then, Dub?
He didn't want to do the whole.
You should have asked. I would have got this one right. Dub, you should have asked.
Oh,
this is the week I would have got it right.
Well, this was the movie #1 in America this week, The Wild Robot.
Yeah.
This, I don't know what happened to like Transformers.
Transformers hurting.
Yeah, well, it is okay. Here's what it is. Here is what it is. I think exactly this is what happened. This came out this week. We would have got the residual effects from Transformer. I saw both movies this week, and you will tell that like everybody ramped up. This movie was pretty busy. So I think it's like, I mean, how many movies are you guys? Not everybody just goes to the movie theater for a whole weekend, which I chose to do, which was a mistake. So there you go.
Yeah, this is based on a book, children's book, and it's like the first book of many. So I have a feeling you're going to see some sequels out of this. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I mean, every trailer I saw and everything I saw about this movie was just.
It's got good buzz and a lot
nothing but good
reviews and all that good stuff.
We'll talk about it later. It's in our review section.
Awesome.
Joker came out.
Joker comes out this week.
I mean, they did have like premieres and.
Probably. Yeah.
We'll talk about Transformers too. Got them both.
Oh, nice.
Beetlejuice made another play, huh? That's all right.
Yeah, it's still hanging in there. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
It's only been out a few weeks.
Yeah, 250 domestically now and 73.
What's
373 globally.
What's Devera part? What the hell? I need to get those little.
I don't know what that
I might
is.
have to get those little old people glasses.
Yeah,
I
can try making the font bigger if you want.
Yeah, no, shut up. All right.
Well, it's
You know what it is, Dub? Though, how about this? Instead of making fun of my eyesight, why don't we just ask? Why don't we just? Do you know what Devera is?
I have no idea what it is.
Is there going to be a part 2?
Probably.
Well, just because it was a part 1 doesn't mean there'll be a part 2.
Yeah, not always.
Look, like was it Costner? His Horizon. I don't think they're releasing that shit.
Hey, let me tell you this though. Hey, hold on now. Hold on, listen to this.
Yeah.
This is going to be a problem. These movie theaters have to do something. And I get people smuggle all the stuff in there, but they have to have a discount for people who don't smuggle stuff in. Because I'm trying to help the movie theaters out. But there ain't no way in shit that after I'm already spending average $10 a ticket, because with kids, so what was that? That's $40 plus we're about $46 in, right?
Later. I got kids.
Yeah, but then you get 2 little kid things that's just like a little small. Well, it's a big drink for our kids, but whatever.
Well, they make you buy
a little bit popcorn, huh?
They don't got small sizes.
Yeah, which is just make a smaller size. Make a smaller size for the kids, so I don't have to do this.
Yeah, the small drink in a movie,
like a can full of popcorn and a fruit pack, and you're going to charge me $12 for that. So that we're looking at almost, well, it's more than that. I think it was $14. So we're looking at $30 there. Got a pretzel, a slushie for the wife.
Did it make you thirsty?
A medium pop for me, $86 at the concession stands, bro.
Yeah,
for that, $86 for that.
I hear
pretzel, medium pop, small slushie, which they were buckets anyways. I didn't need that much. No refills, by the way, on either one of those, which also is ridiculous. But now that you need it, you don't need a refill. But my point is, I could understand if it was like, hey,
you've never been in the movies with my son. That popcorn bucket needs a refill before the first half hour is done.
But like, I mean, I didn't think about it, and then my wife was like, "Is that shit $86?" And I was like, "Huh? No way." And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Damn, it's $86, bro. Like that's $100." Dude, yeah. You know how much booze I can drink for $120? Dude, we go down to Rat City. That 120. The whole bill me, Pete, what's his name? The little guy, Dinesh, and those other 2 people that own what store do they own? Huh? Borderlands. In the bar for 3 hours. Bill was only $140.
I mean,
get out of here, bro.
I mean, if you have kids, that's what you got to do. I mean, that's just what it is, right?
No, we just won't go.
Well,
I mean, I'm trying to support you. You give me $40, $50, I'm good. You give me $80, $86, I'm just not going. And I'm gonna have them if they want to go smuggle it in. Bro, if I'm smuggling fists into the palace, you think I can't bring pop or like they don't even get real pop. So they get the high C thing or they get
Sun.
Yeah, so I'll just smuggle the Capri Suns, bro. They ain't gonna care. Those kids don't care.
My son didn't start drinking soda until like a year or so ago. Like,
yeah, man, they don't care about none of that.
For a bottle of water,
bro.
price.
You think I can't smuggle in a whole bag of caramel popcorn and cheese so they get the nice stuff, the Gordellas? The Gordellas? You think I can't do that? I can, but I'm trying to help you movie people out before you shut down. Don't try to
balance.
Yeah, you got to give a little bit.
Dollar store candy, but you buy the popcorn.
You can't have popcorn at $20, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where you pay them.
Hey, how about this? How about I empty out my pockets? If I don't bring in food, you just give me popcorn for $3. If you open up the purse and there's a bunch of Ziploc bags, okay, $20 for the popcorn. You see what I'm saying? $20. Hey, like this. You bring wine to the restaurant, $20 to cork it. You just buy the wine off the list, no corking charge. You pay almost the damn same, right?
But that's not helping the movie theater.
It gets $20 either way. Dude, what's not going to help you is $86.
Well, $86 helped them very much.
Yeah. Oh, you give me once. You're going to give me once, but you're not going to ask Amazon. You might give me once. You ain't going to give me ever again. ever again. I'll just start bootlegging your shit.
All right. Hey, well, we're lingering
go
too
ahead.
long on the wild robot here.
And
go
to
ahead.
answer your earlier question, Devara is a Bollywood movie, so I'm sure there's going to be a part 2, 3, 4, 5,
100%
and
bar.
11.
Yeah.
There's going to be lots of parts to this movie.
That's a sandal of power he's rocking.
Oh
there.
yeah, the sandals,
Dude,
the dancing.
They had
How
so
they rock.
many.
Ah.
They had so many of the specialty popcorn buckets at the place at the second place that I went to, the place that charged $86 for that. They had like all over the place. I don't know, it was crazy. Yeah.
So
already
this
told
is
Jedi I was taking his
Chris
idea and I'm gonna do
Christopherson.
weird collectibles based off of those popcorn buckets.
Yeah.
He was an Academy Award nominee. He passed away this past Saturday. He was 88. He was best known for being in Blade, best known to me for being in 1998 Blade movie. He did lots of things. He did country albums. He was in movies with Barbra Streisand, but he played Whistler with Wesley Snipes.
What else
So,
did he do? He's in Blade.
Country albums and Barbra
Was he
Streisand movies.
He wasn't the dude that. No, that's not the guy from Roadhouse. No, it's somebody else. Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, may rest in peace.
Yeah, that sucks.
I forgot. I figured throw some memberships out there.
Oh, nice.
There you go, Pete.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Okay,
All right,
welcome,
what do we get?
Six Boy Matthew Colon, Artrell, BK, and Megatherion.
Hey, remove BKs. Ban them.
I don't get to choose. It does it random.
All right, so
Did
we
he
got a
really?
trailer for
Oh yeah.
from the movie is officially called From the World of John Wick Ballerina.
Your world.
This is Ana de Armas, and she stars as the ballerina turned assassin in the film. It also has Angelica Houston, Gabrielle Byrne, the late Lance Reddick, Catalino Sandino Marino, Norman Reedus, and Ian McShane.
Yeah, I like it. I want to see it. I'm good.
This trailer was good.
Hey, here's the thing. Does it matter? Doesn't matter. I'm gonna watch it either way.
Yeah. No, I'm already in. I saw the trailer. I don't need to see any more.
I don't need to see anything else. I'm good.
I'm gonna go to the movies to see this, so I will.
I am, and I'm gonna make sure that I bring my own. I don't even like to eat or drink. Hey, I don't like to eat or drink there. I'm bringing a buffet. I don't even like buffets. I'm just gonna bring it in and leave it there.
But you're just gonna have like a coat with some fried chicken.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it out there. Watch, I'm gonna have a pop-up table. You know how they got those pop-up chairs, the circular ones?
Yep.
That people carry at cons? I'm gonna get 3 of those in there. I'll pop one up tall, one up mini, one up, and I'm gonna have like pops in one thing. I'm gonna have a bunch of glasses so people can have it. I'm gonna have a huge thing of popcorn and candy and just put them all out. And it's gonna be like Halloween up in that bitch.
Why don't you just open up your own concession stand on the inside and charge half the price of the theater itself?
Yeah.
We're inside the theater.
I'm gonna give it away for free.
Dang. And then speaking of John Wick is returning to theaters for his 10th anniversary. So this
As he should.
Will be in theaters on November 3rd and November 6th. So 2 nights.
I'll go see
And
this in the theater again.
the sneak peek at Ballerina. Yeah, I would love to go see this again.
Guys, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What?
See, I've only gone back to see the Star Wars movies in theaters, and this is what I hate about watching. Yeah, and this is what I hate about when they redo stuff in the theaters. It doesn't matter how hard people have been better with the phone thing, but people will say their favorite lines.
I know.
I'm not here to listen to you. You're not that good.
Well, exactly. I got you. That's why I liked it when theaters would do it like the older movies, like late night. So late night, yeah, I mean, you can get away with people might be a little rowdy and talking, or
there's always that one.
They're not going to do it, and you get to watch.
Yeah,
nicely and quietly.
There's always that one that thinks. There's always that one that thinks that they should be doing it, right?
Yeah, they're the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm still gonna see it.
Now, I love going to see an old movies.
I might. Where are you gonna go see it at, Dub? We should go see it together.
All right. Oh yeah, I'll find out where it's playing.
Come out to the hood. You can see it out here.
To the west side.
Bring your clipboard.
The west side's the best side.
I do have
West side.
This movie is also coming back to theater. The original saw its 20th anniversary, and it's Halloween time, October 20th and 23rd. You can go see this movie in the theaters. I am not going to go see this movie in the theater. There are people in my household that will, but I definitely am not going. So
AOA,
Yeah,
I've never
no, I
actually
agree,
been
Jay,
to
I
a Rocky
agree.
Horror show. I've been invited a few times, but I just
the Rocky
never.
Horror Show, the Rocky Horror
I just never went in the high school.
Yeah, but this Bry
was a
saying,
joke.
and I get what he's saying. Bry, I know what you're saying, brother. I get you. I see what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
This is the thing. It doesn't even have to be like a reissue. I remember I saw Halloween.
No. He's not saying reissue. He's saying something else.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I remember seeing Halloween H2O the weekend it came out, and some dude was commentating the whole day. Don't worry, he's not dead yet. Like, this guy thought he was hilarious. Wanted to punch him in the face.
I'm just gonna sit in this light and not say anything.
Yep.
Move along.
Moving along. So Bane and Deathstroke are gonna get a buddy cop movie.
Why?
I was reading something today. It might be like Secret Six.
No, if it was like Kite Man, hell yeah, maybe. But
no, but if it was Secret Six, you give me some Ragman, Catman.
I don't want to hear him talk like this.
But why do we need that? Yeah, we don't know if it's gonna be Tom Hardy. I don't
it's
think
only
it's really
no. They do it for all his voices now. They do it on Kite Man, hell yeah too. They do it all the time. For him. Every time he does it, dude. I don't want to hear that. I can't know.
So this guy, the guy writing it is the same guy who wrote Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah.
Last time we saw Bane was in Dark Knight Rises in live action.
Go ahead, sorry.
And then Deathstroke was in a Zack Snyder movie somewhere.
In the after credits.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see one single bump even in Oklahoma? Because it's pretty flat out there. Not very scenic. All right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, this might be good. We'll see. I'll tell you this. DC is. Oh, are we reviewing Penguin too from this week?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I mean, DC. Hey, what has DC done wrong lately? Besides the comics,
we'll see. I'm not loving everything they're announcing.
Joker 2.
Well, you got Joker 2, but what's this? Hey, let's have Robins teaming up together, but without Batman. What? Like, wait a second. What? You're gonna redo the Robin origin story without Batman?
Oh, their comics are tough. Their comics are tough.
Scream 7 has an official theatrical release date, February 7th, 2026. Nev Campbell is returning. The people from the last movie who Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega have left, but Courtney Cox might come back. So for those of you Scream fans, there
3.
you go.
That's the most. And that was too much.
Who cares?
Fair enough. Let's move on.
Where's Artrell at?
The one fan of Scream.
No,
I'm waiting for Artrell's comic. I loaded up
in the works. For Rugrats fans,
no. Artrell, say it. Artrell, say it. Artrell, hurry up so we can use it.
There it is. Oh my God!
There it is.
There it is. Good. Yeah, I'm on it. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nope.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think we're all too old for this. I do have younger siblings and younger cousins.
Yeah, this wasn't for me. This was after
Didn't one lady do all the voices on this though?
Was it the same woman who did them all?
I think maybe. But here's the deal. The main character, this dude in the middle, what's his name? Pickle?
Pickle, yeah.
Pickle?
Is it Tommy Pickles?
Oh,
I know a guy named Pickles.
Is this Pickles?
I think it's.
I don't know.
Is his name Tommy or is it Pickle?
I think it's Pickles' his last name.
Pickle. Okay. Tommy Pickle.
I think that's what his name was.
But he looks like a grandpa, right?
Well,
like
yeah.
So what character in live action? Like what little person?
Live action person are you gonna hire?
Yeah, you go hire.
Still alive.
Like what 60? Are you gonna pull out Warwick? Warwick and shave his head? What are we doing here?
Well, it's live action and CG hybrid. So
yeah, it's gonna end up looking like the Garbage Pail Kids movie with those weird prosthetic.
Yes, absolutely. I'm semi down for it at home. I will not watch this in movie theaters, but just because it sounds like a train wreck right off the bat.
Yeah, it sounds like a train wreck. All right, moving on.
Hey, Zaggy, is that what you think? That's Zaggy's era right there. He was around for that.
So we got a whole bunch of posters for Venom: The Last Dance. So for you Venom fans that are out there,
actually dig that one, the one on the way right.
Yeah, the sign.
Yeah, I kind of dig
that. Looks really cool.
Yeah.
So they're all for the various screens that it's going to be on, like this Real 3D, Cinemark.
Enough. I tried to watch one of those movies. The kids want to watch it in 3D. No,
I can't.
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done with all this nonsense. Just show the movie. Yeah,
and then there's
no
extra screens.
What the hell does any of that even mean?
IMAX, 4DX, D-Box.
What does that mean?
They're all different technologies for
but what does it mean? So like what's D-Docs compared to 4DX?
D-Box is like an actual seat that you sit in that moves around and like
I don't want none of that bullshit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think 4D like
what's 4DX compared to 4?
That I don't know.
Isn't that what IMAX is supposed to be? What was the other 4? How many different screens are there?
There were 7 different posters, and I think each one.
Well, there's IMAX. They also had Dolby Digital, like just for the sound.
Yeah. So depending on which theater you go to and what technology they happen to have,
can you just have regular movie, like regular?
It was one of those. I think that was one of those posters too.
Okay. But could they do it big, like regular screen, so that I know which one to go to?
Regular,
normal.
Is it cheaper to go to regular screen than it is to go to any of the rest of these?
Probably.
Usually, yeah.
Probably.
Well, it's usually a premium to pay for these other screens, so yes, it is cheaper.
They want to charge you more, exactly.
But they probably don't tell you when you like look it up. They just say, like if you look up just screen times, it doesn't say, "Hey, there's a premium."
It probably does because each theater only probably has 1 or 2 at the most.
No, but you know what? Because I think I looked it up. It probably has it to the left, and you probably ignore it because you're just looking at the times. So it probably says like IMAX or non-regular.
Oh yeah, they have it. But
they don't highlight it.
If you don't pay attention to it, then you're not going to know. That's correct.
Yeah, then you don't know.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, cool. The cop tops are badass, I guess. Douche box, is that what it's called? Oh yeah.
All right. So here's the one that Pete wants to talk about.
Yeah.
What's that?
James Gunn has announced a new DC Studios film called Dynamic Duo. This is the actual tweet from James Gunn. He's excited about giving us a movie that has to do with Dick Grayson and Jason Todd.
Dude, I'm suing.
Why?
What?
That's the name of our comic thing.
Well, it's also the name of Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
Not Robin and Robin.
Yeah. So what is this? This is Robin and Robin now?
This is Robin and Robin. It's made by a new animation studio called Swaybox. They have a technology called Momo Animation. Cross between CGI, practical, stop motion, and live action, real-time performance. Early days of Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, but it's not connected to the whole Robin and Batman. I'm sorry, the Penguin show or the Batman movies that are out. And
what is this?
So they're exactly.
This just sounds like they're telling us a bunch of shit. It's not, but it doesn't seem like it's telling us what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Be new animation featuring 2 Robins.
So what happened was, here's what happened. Penguin's doing well. Penguin got an amazing number of views, biggest audience for a brand new series on Max. So Zaslab's like, Gun, give me something. And this is what they got. So he's making
Momo was the boss and Get Shorty.
Yeah.
This sounds what?
Remember when Momo died? Chili Palmer was,
as far as I knew, was a derogatory term for comic book dealers that were at shows. You know, you want to stay away from the Schlep Rocks, Momos, and Harveys.
Yeah, the Momos.
That was always like the thing. You don't want to go down Jabroni Row, where all the guys with the butt cracks out. And
Momo's the guy with the butt crack out, and then like he's got sweat somehow, stains where there's
no Schlep Rocks, no Momos, and no Harveys. You stay away from all those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this movie's coming. It's going to be animated from DC Studios, but has nothing to do with anything else.
We still got Momos.
Oh, yeah. Well, you go to the local shows, see the Momos for sure. All right, talk about some streaming.
Let's do it.
So the biggest news in streaming, it's a DirecTV. It's going to acquire Dish and Sling TV, creating the
They
largest.
haven't done that already.
That's what I thought. I read this. I was like, wait, they're separate companies still? Really?
They don't really still put satellite dishes on inside your house anymore, do they?
I think they do.
My father-in-law has one, but he's like up in the mountains, so he's in the sticks.
Yeah, a lot of the rural areas that have to get it. So that might be the only way they can get it. If this is approved by Momo was also a lemur that was. I think it was a lemur that was.
Oh, nobody cares. Sorry, I should have put that in notes. All right.
Is that Mephisto's name?
Oh my god.
Mephisto did the voice of Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
So let's see if this gets passed, though. They might.
Yeah, we'll see if it gets to regulators. Yep. Moving on, there was a trailer for Like a Dragon Yakuza.
Oh, I thought I forgot to watch this.
Yeah, this.
You sent the link and I forgot.
Bring it.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
First 3 episodes on the 25th of October, and then the final 3 will be like a week later.
I mean, hey, you know, I'm all against stealing and everything like that, but if you got to bootleg it, then you know, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I got a little bit of conflicting news because one said the poster says 24th, but the article I read said 25th. So you'll see it somewhere that week. Yeah, this trailer looked great. I agree, Marco. Like, I bring it. Just bring this. I'm ready to watch it. Everything about this looked good.
Yeah, I'm in. I'll give it a shot.
Like.
We can review them.
Yeah. Bootleg.
I got it.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I did. I don't know what you're talking about.
Inside Out.
2.
According to Disney, Inside Out 2. Sorry, yep. 30.5 million views in 5 days on Disney Plus.
Oh, I didn't even know it came out on Disney Plus. We should review it. We'll review it next week.
I already reviewed it when I saw it in the theater.
Why did you go to see Inside Out 2?
Because my son wanted to see it.
I believe you asked him that question when he actually saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. It was good.
Yeah, so this made
I don't have to be a middle school girl to appreciate a movie.
You and your son went to go watch a movie about a middle school girl.
Maybe his son likes middle school girls. What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
I'm
not
saying. If your daughter wanted to watch Goonies, would it be weird because it's about young boys? Like, no, who cares?
No. That's not a fake, bro. That's not a fair comparison.
What's the difference?
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's talk about Jon Stewart. We are close to getting a Jon Stewart. It will be either that guy or that guy.
I thought he already came back.
What?
Jon Stewart. I thought he already came back.
He
Not
did.
that Jon Stewart.
Oh.
This is the one with an H.
Oh, the one. Why you gotta be like that, bro?
Because he has an H.
There's an H in there.
Oh, that's what you. That's
has no H.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
What are you on? John as opposed to Jon. They're spelled differently. This one has an H.
I see what you did. All right. Yeah. So, anyways,
it's one of these two guys. One is a British actor, Aaron Pierre. He's been in M. Night Shyamalan's movie.
Let me guess which one that is. The guy on the left.
There you go.
Yeah.
And the guy on the right is Canadian. Stephen.
He looks Canadian with that turtleneck.
Stefan James, maybe. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name.
Oh boy, big surprise! Canadian's about 20 years old with fashion. Yeah, big surprise.
Turtlenecks and chains. Turtlenecks and chains.
Yeah.
So we will know soon.
There
which one is Jon Stewart. So hopefully next week I'll let you guys know who it is.
What if it's
in other Max news? HBO gave us a trailer.
The Mandalorian is going on tour.
Season 2. What's that?
How excited are you?
The Mandalorian's going on tour.
The Mandalorian on tour, right?
How excited are you?
So this looked good. There were scenes that were ripped right from the game. September 26th is Outbreak Day in the game in The Last of Us world. So every September 26th, they have been giving us something every year. Whether it's exclusive items that drop, new product, new game stuff, new whatever. And this year they gave us a trailer and a couple new things on the Sony's website.
Fair.
Some Christmas ornaments. This year we got posters, and all we know is 2025. Last year, I'm sorry, when the first season came out, it was early in the year. It was January, I believe. So I'm expecting it's going to be earlier in the year, but there's no official date yet. Andy and I are very, very excited for this to come out.
Oh, nice.
And we will probably be reviewing it as a weekly thing once it does happen.
Hopefully how's Andy doing?
The thing.
Yeah, that's Andy.
Andy's doing well. He's focusing on family and
the last time I saw. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Because the last time I saw him, he was like jumping off a stage into a mosh pit.
Well, that's him and his wife go and do that kind of stuff, like together.
Jump off of stages into mosh pits, huh?
I don't know if she does, but it
looked amazing.
That's their music, man. They love it. He's been excited. He's gone to multiple shows and doing.
Dude, you gotta love the guy. He goes when he goes in, he goes all in.
He's all in. Yep. Yeah, he's. But yeah, him and I talked about some of this, and he's definitely looking forward to it. The wife was definitely happy with the trailer. She's a little concerned about one character, but I think everybody's calm now.
I think your guys are going to be okay.
I think we'll be all right. I'm fine. I'm good either way. So
I mean, like they did such a good job with the last one. I think.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not worried.
No, I wouldn't worry.
And another AEW. There's a wrestling promotion called AEW, Marco. It's like it's got where your buddy that comes to the shop that you go to.
Yeah.
That guy.
What's his wrestling name again?
Danhausen.
Yes,
yeah. I think he's part of this federation, AEW. But they just signed a deal.
In NXT now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Ethan Page,
Ethan
right?
Page.
Yeah, well, he lives here too now. You know that,
champion.
Right? He lives here now too. He moved from Canada.
He was champion.
Oh, he's not champion anymore? Dang it.
Oh, he was champion?
He just lost it on Tuesday.
Go ahead.
Oh, dang it. But AEW got...
I did pull a lot.
With Max. So the Dynamite and Collision will be on the same channels. But now their pay-per-views will be streaming on Max. That's
nice.
Kind of good for them. They're going to get better
audience. At a discount, not like part of your Max. You'll still have to pay.
Oh, you have to pay for it?
That's how I read it. They got to figure out the technology of how to discount.
Did you guys read the books this week?
Yeah. Well,
you saw the end of the one book, right? There's an ad for whatever.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking. Yeah, there's an AEW thing inside one.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
By the way, Pete, on a somewhat related note, TNA is doing a pay-per-view here in Detroit at the Wayne State campus.
Mm-hmm.
It will be Dolph Ziggler versus Joe Hendry for the TNA Championship, and we are going to see that. We will be there.
Who's going to see that?
The wife and I are going, along with some other friends.
Well, congratulations! So you'll be at least there'll be 3 people in the audience.
Well, I don't expect it. Well, all the seats, all the actual reserve seats, most of them are sold out. We're gonna.
Where's it at? It's at Wayne State.
It's at Wayne State. Yeah, it's at Wayne State. It's like $40 for a ticket. So,
one of my brothers is an All-American, All-Collegiate out there at Wayne State. Nice little campus. I just drove by there, the Oasis, the other day. Man, that place it's nice. Oh, I see it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Looking at hands. All right. How much more we got, Dub? We can let him in here. You ready?
Yeah, they want to catch the end of the news. Sure.
I can't if he's ready or not. All right. He's sitting right now. All right, go ahead. Finish it up.
Brad J, I don't know. I don't even watch it. It's the Joe Hendry.
All right, let's introduce him before so they don't have to sit back there forever.
All
right. So, we got some, as you guys know from the thumbnail, there's been a lot of news. Hopefully, most of you follow these guys anyways. We shot out their stuff earlier. You can check the links. It's got the rest of the stuff. But we've got Tony Fleece and we've got Tone Rodriguez joining us. What's going on, boys?
What's up, gentlemen?
Cool. You're muted. Good stuff. All right.
There we go. What's up, gang? How we doing?
Nothing.
What's up, fellas?
How are you? We were just finishing up news, but we can skip it and go through.
Hold on. What are the Russo brothers doing with Short Round?
All right, let's go.
In a movie.
Go ahead. First look.
11. Chris Pratt and
do you recognize Pratt?
Yeah,
that's 11.
Yeah, and 11.
11. Stranger Things. Yep. And then Star-Lord and Short Round, all in a movie together. And they will be Anthony Mackie's in the movie too. It's going to be streaming on Netflix sometime next year.
Do we know what the movie is?
It's called Electric Slate. It's set in a retro novel, futuristic 1990s. An orphan team embarks on a quest with a mysterious robot. That's
All
what
right,
we
is
know.
the one guy to the right the guy that was in like Loki
Yes, he was also in
Short
Indiana
round.
in Temple of Doom.
when he's a kid or the new one?
Yep. No, Temple of Doom.
Yes, he was the
round.
kid. The short rounds. Yes,
Yeah.
Yep.
he was in Goonies.
Thank
which
you,
we
Repair
talked
Tech
about
Tony.
earlier.
There you go. Good job, Repair Tech Tony.
We got a teaser trailer for Squid Game on Netflix as well. We don't know. I'm sorry. December 26th. This will be premiering.
Like Christmas.
The day after Christmas. Yep. We will get.
I still haven't seen the first season.
Yeah, it's good.
I heard
we'll
it.
see how this one goes.
Never got around to it.
People like it. I mean, whatever. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, they did. Netflix had a lot of.
It was a thing
weeks
for a
back.
while.
Yeah. I'll watch it when it comes out. It was definitely. It was a fun watch. Got a couple bits of comic news. One kind of a big deal here. Marvel and DC have lost the trademark. For years they had the trademark for the word superhero. And then they got sued because there was a company that was trying to do they were doing a book called Super Babies, and they wanted to use that the word, and Marvel and DC didn't like it. They went to court, and I guess they didn't show up to court. So then they lost it. So
That's how important it was.
yeah.
Okay.
So the word superhero is not now is able to be used by anyone.
That's going to be the name of our next book.
Yeah, superhero.
Nice.
Superhero. Nice.
Good job. So did you guys know you couldn't use that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, in the early 2000s, it was Superhero Happy Hour was like an indie book that got smacked down by Marvel and DC, and they had to change their name to Hero Happy Hour, which is not as catchy.
No,
It's like the whole thing with Comic-Con where everybody was worried that you couldn't call yourself Comic-Con anymore. I don't know, man. Whatever. Yeah. Well, good for the people.
Yep.
The people can now use superhero.
People, exactly. DC is doing a membership cards as promotional items. So there's 5 different cards. One's a blank one that you could probably fill in and put your picture on. This is
what?
The Dark Side one glows in the dark. So spoiler alert, Dark Side's part of this new DC Absolute stuff. Stores are going to receive bundles of 25 based on how many of those DC preview books they order. So your shop will probably have lots of these cards.
Nice. Yeah. Those are cool as hell, man.
Okay.
it was in the book. It was in the book this week.
Oh,
Dude.
There you go.
Yeah, my kid,
already.
they got that game in this place, and it's like it's for younger kids now, but my son still goes there because he likes to collect all the DC. Like, there's a game where you can take the cards and put them in, and the characters come up, and then it's like like a arcade game or whatever like that.
Oh, yeah?
He really likes just the cards because it's got the stats on the back like we used to have, and then he has them at home and he fights each other, and like it's kind of cool they're bringing back this type of stuff. Hey, should I hit BK up already?
If you want.
Hey, Tony, I don't know if you remember, but this guy right here, BK, when you were in Detroit, we saw him one time, but he didn't come up and say hi. So here we go real quickly. There he is. That's BK right there. And for some reason, he's got an obsession with us. And I don't know why he does, but he absolutely does. So
I wish he would have come up and said hello.
We tried to get him down to Baltimore to say hello to us, too, but
he would say it. He would say it. All right, what else we got?
All the time. Yeah, what's
All right, a couple more things here. DC is giving us a Metamorpho series ahead of his live action debut.
Yeah.
Whoops. It will be.
that's all right. You can keep moving because that's about as much
moving.
as excitement.
Well,
you
they
have.
just did it with Booster Gold. Did you guys see the Booster Gold? We read that book today with Booster Gold in it.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to
like bringing us.
They're doing a good job with it, though. That's what I'm saying. Like DC, okay, look it, man. DC typically hits like 1 out of every 10. Right now, they did Kite Man, hell yeah, which great. Penguin just rocks the world. I'll even say that one shot they did. We'll review it later, but it's going to get a thumbs up. Like some of their comics are actually coming out better than they used to. So it's not just DC; they're making it more. You know, when Marvel started doing Guardians of the Galaxy, right? They tried to reinvent the Guardians of the Galaxy. They started to try to roll out all these programs so people could.
I'm trying to take your DC talk seriously, but I'm looking at this goofball from the West Coast Avengers, and it's really
I know, it's bad.
This guy is Chad
sorry,
Braxton,
yeah,
aka Blue Bolt. His first appearance will be in West Coast Avengers 1. He is on loan to the Avengers through a prison release program. He's supposed to be the biggest jerk in the entire Marvel universe. Yep. That's all I got.
Because he doesn't wear an actual shirt. He just does the
just
vest.
a vest. Yep.
And the belt buckle and the.
Yeah, he looks like
What
Namor.
are those?
90s Namor.
They should
Cowboy
have
boots?
drawn them without
Yeah, he's
feet.
got
Without
stirrups
feet.
in them.
And he has
And
electrical
the-
powers.
What's the wheelie thing called?
Yeah, stirrups. You're right.
What?
That's an homage cover too.
What's it an homage to?
I can't remember, but I saw it earlier this week.
It does look familiar.
You can tell because
Not
of
that.
the olden timey text on the cover.
Power Man, maybe?
Maybe, possibly.
No, he was holding something up.
I think it was a West Coast. It might have been a West Coast Avengers.
Oh, could have.
Interesting.
No way to find out, really.
We'll never know. The world may never know.
Yeah.
He's
I gotta get my
not going to my
personal-
school shirt wearing, and he probably is wearing button-up jeans. If I had to guess.
So the solicitations for the Avengers coming out in December showed us this Avengers versus X-Men. Captain Marvel is punching Cyclops in the face.
Well, that's original.
Again?
So again, we're gonna have Avengers versus X-Men.
I
thought
mean,
we
I
just
don't know.
had like recently. So
Yeah, and it
At least
wasn't
in
good
the
the
last
first
3
time.
years. Yeah.
No,
big
that
question
Avengers
is-
X-Men was like 10 years ago.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it was A versus X.
Well, they
was
well,
it AXE they just had, right?
Oh,
The
that's
Eternals
right.
was
They just-
involved.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was-
they added
Oh,
them
yeah.
too.
Yeah, I
That's
said
right.
3 years.
Right.
Yeah, didn't they have
Uh,
a three-way with the Inhumans too?
Was he human?
That was before the
Redoing
Marvel
it.
got the X-Men back.
So the big question here is, what is Storm going to do, right? Because she's now with the Avengers.
No, the
But-
big question is why are they doing this? That's what the
Well,
big question.
Sell you
that's always
books.
the question.
Okay.
Sell you books. All right, and then we have Absolute Batman #1. It's going to get a second print, and the first print, like, isn't even out yet, or is it?
Didn't come
is it
out yet.
already? Yeah, so I don't know. It has over 200,000 orders allegedly for the first printing, and then with the second print, it should surpass 250,000.
Hell yeah.
The covers were not released yet, but Frank Martin, Nick Dragotta, and Mike Diodato Jr. were all slated to do covers. You still have time to order the second print, though. FOC is Monday.
You still have time to get the first print. It didn't come out yet.
Good luck.
Just go to the
And then
store.
on sale
We'll
will be
have
October 30th.
200,000. I'm sure you'll
Yeah,
find one.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find one out of the 200,000.
You're a
That
bit-
includes
you're-
all the exclusives and the store exclusives and the ratios and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff too. So 200,000. So there's so many exclusives for this book. I mean, 'cause I told you last week that they reduced the number to 1,000 for the minimum was only 1,000 to do an exclusive on this. So artists could do one, retailers can do one.
What
I
did-
could have done one.
What
already
was
if I really wanted
DC's
to.
exclusive used to be? It wasn't 35,
3,000.
was it?
It was 3.
Oh, it's 3,000. Okay,
and they
so
dropped it
great,
to
yeah.
1 for this book.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a permanent thing. It was just like for this.
You
book.
doing any covers for this, guys?
But sadly, we have not. But I think they dropped them. I was at the lunar thing at San Diego.
Yeah,
And the DC said they dropped it to 1,000 for everything.
for everything
Ooh.
now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could do a cover. Let's get on that.
Yeah.
And with that, that wraps up our news.
Okay.
High tech
All right.
graphics.
Thank you. Yeah, that's our
Thanks. We
PowerPoint.
typically, hey guys, we'll go through. Hey, we'll do the reviews of the comic books later and the movies.
Yeah.
Because we didn't send them to Tone and Tone. But we have the boys here today because, well, one, I like them. I think they're both cool people. And two, they're going on a world tour now. Can you guys explain just briefly why you're crazy? And explain why you're crazy, please.
Yeah, well, we're doing it's a feral world tour. We're going to over 46 comic shops across the United States and back. And the reason we're going is 2 reasons really. One is that we lined up a CGC signing in Florida, and they were going to bring us down there anyway. And so I had been thinking for a while that if I went to Florida, like if I was going to go to Florida, because I'm a big sort of proponent of comic book retailers, and if you're a creator-owned creator, paying attention to comic book retailers and listening to them and sort of like check in with them. And so there's a shop out here in particular. There's a few shops out here, but where I'll do signings at them over and over again. And in LA, people don't care as much because there's just like everybody is out here. You know, Jeff Johns is out here, Mark Wade's out here, and you know, you can get your comic signed by famous comic artists all the time.
Right.
But there's a shop out that we just did a signing at in San Marcos, California, which is like 2 or 3 hours from here, and they have a huge Tony Fleece readership just because I've gone and signed there like 2 or 3 times. And they order like 40 Uncanny Valleys, you know, for hold files, not to mention On the Rack, you know, which is a huge number for an independent, you know, number 5 of an independent Boom Studios book. And so I figured, I sort of thought back to when I was a kid and how I remember specifically every comic creator that came to my non-coastal comic shop. You know, I lived in Colorado Springs. And I remember when, you know, John Romita Jr. came through there and Paul Chadwick came through there. And I would just follow their work, you know, from then on out, because I was like, that's a fucking comic book creator that I met and talked to.
Right, for sure.
You get a connection.
So the Feral trade's coming out. Feral sells it is now out now, but Feral sells really well, but we want to sort of keep it selling well enough to keep going for as long as we're hoping to do it for. Like, we want to do this book for 50 or 60 issues. And part of that means, you know, we have to stay, you know, pretty profitable in single issues, at least for long enough for the trades to sort of catch up, right? Like we'll hit a certain point where trade sales will do okay enough that, you know, after we have like 4 or 5, hopefully, volumes, and assuming that it catches on like we're hoping, and it feels like it will, you know, we're just sort of like bridging this gap in between now and then where we're hoping to keep our numbers high enough that we can just keep cranking these books out and not have to, you know, like scramble and struggle, you know. It's a way different world from 2021 when Stray Dogs came out, you know. And this book was a huge success and continues to sell better than a lot of, you know, our issue 6 sells better than a lot of my friends' number 1s, you know, but we got to sort of keep it at a level because we got a lot of expenses. And, you know, I would love to be able to just focus solely on making this book. And, you know, that's the plan.
So when's the review? When's the review? Like, your trades are what, through 8, right? Through eight issues go into trade. Where's your trade?
Oh, 5.
5. Oh, it's 5, just a 5-issue trade. So every time you get that going and then you get your trade order, is that when they reevaluate if they're going to keep going with you guys? Or because 50 is lofty?
They'll let us keep going forever. It's not about Image saying like you sell too little.
Okay.
Like, especially with this book, like, unless, you know, I get canceled or something, like, it sells enough that they'll let us
keep it through.
Yeah. But just a matter of like, can we afford to still make it? And, you know, can Tone afford to spend all his time making it? Because, you know, Tone gets paid up front, but then most of the money that he makes off the book comes off of his piece, you know, that he owns it.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. You're doing a lot of books. So yeah, how many total stores are you going to? Well, you're doing a lot of books. You are.
I am,
yeah, a lot of books.
I mean, a lot of books at this point. Like, I mean, we talked about it before, and like, I mean, we're going to cover some of both of you. We got spotlights on both of you. We're going to cover some of your like original works, your first pieces and stuff like that later. But like, I was looking at it the other day, and then even they popped up that DC, the DC Pet book, and I wasn't a huge fan of most of it. I mean, but yours was like, you could tell yours was like, it was like Stray Dogs, it's like Feral, so you could tell your work pretty well through there. But like, I was surprised that you somehow pigeonholed that in with everything else that's ongoing, because you still had Evil Dead going. Evil Dead's got like 6 covers for that. Yeah. And what does Boom have for like Uncanny? You got at least 2 there, right?
3. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 or 3 every week there. And then you got, then you got everybody working on it.
Yeah.
So how many stores are you going to?
I 46 or 47. I texted you the link to the.
I just went to send it out to them. We're gonna pull it up here in a little bit. 47, and that's over.
Yeah, I got your website list of all the shops. I got it loaded if we want to share it, and it's also in the description down below for people to click on it and check it out.
What vehicle are you guys driving?
Feral Mobile.
Yeah, we got.
I saw that's that's literally some high school kid. Like when you're in high school and you're gonna try to pimp your own ride. Like that's what it looked like you guys were doing there. It really did.
Yeah, that's my car. It's my Prius. We got a wrap for it for the back window.
Yeah.
And we got it all tuned up. I've been getting it all, make sure it's all ship shape and ready to go.
So you spent more on the wrap than you did the car, so it is like a high school car. Huh? Okay, good job.
I think the wrap is only like, listen, here's a pro tip for you guys. If you want a cool giant sticker for your back window of your car, it's like $70. It's not a
really nice. That's not bad. Hey, Tone, I gotta say I've been enjoying. I was telling them before you got here too. I follow you on Instagram. I enjoy your candid conversations in your vehicle.
You caught me by surprise. I was working in the studio. Tony had your show on, and I'm so used to them talking about Tony. So it's like in one ear out the other. It's like, yeah, they're going okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden you started talking about the videos. He was like, what did he just talk about that? And I'm leaning in now. So yeah, that was weird. But thank you.
I enjoy those. Well, I mean, first off, let's be real. Like we spent some time together. I enjoyed the dinner. I enjoyed the conversation. Me and you walked the floor for like 30 minutes later, just BSing. We have a similar sense of humor and we see the world in a similar way. So I enjoy those conversations. But then I turned it, I see your first one and I was like, hey, does he know he's recording live in his car? And
you thought it was like Shannon Sharp?
Yeah, I thought it was accident. Like I thought it was like, hey, he was going to call somebody and he accidentally hit the produce live button and go. And then I was like, oh man, cool. And then I saw it popped up again, and I'm like, it's irregular hours. It's like he's coming out of the gym. He's all types of stuff. It just goes without his mind, and it's brilliant. Like there's a lot of like we don't create great content. Like I mean, we create a lot of content, but I wouldn't say most of it's great.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, yeah, you don't create good content. Only when I show up, it's great. But like I find that type of content, like it's very honest for one, and for two, it's entertaining and it's not that long. Like, and then you get caught up like, oh shit, is he about to get in a car accident? Or you'll hear a honk and you're like, oh, did somebody just cut who off? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're talking about the one from the other day. Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's great stuff.
Well, thank you. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. A lot of it just has to do with the last year or so. I was doing them before. What was that?
Nothing. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, and I have a 4.5 hour drive from Dallas to where I live just to get home. So when I fly here, I have 4.5 hours to get to Dallas and then a 4.5. And if I talk to somebody at a drive-through on the way home, that's usually the last person I talk to. And I'm a chatterbox. I usually just keep going. And so I started doing things where I'd call my buddy and I just hang out with him and chat with him. And then I realized sometimes it's either too late for him or it's too early for him. And so then I started doing the lives, and I'm just talking. I'm just kind of, Tony sometimes thinks I share too much. Like he'll message me back and he'll be like, I saw it. And I'm like, oh, what did I say?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be honest, just talking. It's all I'm doing, really.
I think you do it in a good way. Like I never will share. I mean, people know this. I'm honest with the audience too. A lot of personal stuff I won't share with the people. I will share stuff like this, like how much I spend on my bourbon and junk like that. But like I won't. Or like when
you share quite a bit too, talking about kids losing shoes on field trips and
right. I mean, I do that, but I don't like he really gets in depth with issues. Like, I mean, he gets in depth with a lot of stuff. Like, and he'll tell you. But there's like certain things I won't like when he talks about like his personal like stuff personally that happens to him on a day-to-day.
Random.
I literally just take the stuff like there's a kid's shoe on I talk about the random stuff like going to a freaking movie theater and it costing $100 for 2 things of popcorn like that. That's not really what I'm saying is like he really gets on the basis of he will tell you, you get to see his day. You get to see what's thinking on top of his mind. It's
pretty much what I'm doing. I'm just trying to like nutshell it. But then the thing is, like I said, I got this 4.5 hour drive and I'm like, and I'll just start like talking and then I'll have a point. Like whenever I start it, I have a point and it depends on what's happening out here, whether or not I get to it quicker or shorter. It's like, it's just what it is.
No, I like it. Like I said, I like it.
Thanks.
Hey, look, Comic One says you're killing it too, or at least Tony's killing it. Tone's killing it too. Don't forget that, especially when you say something like, man, I'm glad you went that direction with the new Pharaoh book, Tony, because it's great. And Tone goes, yeah, I'm glad he went that route too. Like he didn't do it, had anything to do with it. So, anyways, let's get into, since we're going to do that, we'll pull up later too where all the tour is. But I know the guys here, they really like to see a lot of their stuff. A lot of your guys, they like really get in depth with the comics. So we're going to cover, if you guys don't mind, some of your first and kind of some of the covers that we really appreciate and stuff with, like that. Cool. All right, Pete, run it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I do have a thing, so let me run the thing.
Oh yeah, my kid came home with one shoe. They're new shoes though. We send them to. Okay, I can tell this. They'll appreciate this.
Now you got to tell a story. I'm right about to run the thing.
I wasn't going to, but here we send my kids to Cranbrook. People know that school because it was
private school.
Thank you. The line from Yes. So we send him to Cranbrook. He has sensory issues a little bit, like small sensory issues around his feet. We just got him a brand new pair of shoes, and that school, that private school, decided it was a good idea to let the little kids run into the river. And guess what? Down goes the shoe.
Look at
so then instead of going
to grow roots,
right? It's all for that. Okay. Well, somebody watched 8 Mile. So like instead of getting the new shoe back, they decided to let the like 7-year-old spend the whole rest of the day walking with no socks and no shoes on. And then said here, they put it all in a muddy mess and handed it back to us. And we said, well, there's only one shoe. And they said, yeah, we lost the other one. Too bad.
And shoes are expensive for kids.
They were.
I get it.
Yeah, it was $70, and it's really hard to find the one. He still wears it. It's a Nike, whatever it was, but there's only one. Plus, he does go to private school regularly, so they can only wear a certain color and stuff. But we won't get into that. So, all right, go ahead, run it, Pete.
All right, now I can run the thing. I got it. All right, where is it? There it is.
Yeah, here you go, Pete. All your fault. Thank you very much.
Oh my.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I just made this today. This is the first time I'm doing one of these decks. So I was trying to think of like, hey, we need like a segment now for this. We got to be prepared in case we get any other.
I like the logo.
Yeah, it looks
I
good.
love the open.
Nice.
And the sound went from one side to the other. It was very THX.
We are going to start with Tony.
Okay, hold on. Ready?
What?
This was taken about 22 years ago.
A lot of brown in the beard there.
I think we need to update our profile pic.
I took it from Image. Image had it. It was.
That's what I'm saying. I think
I will not be photographed again until I am at least that weight.
Dude, I was just looking. I was looking at my like every once in a while you have to have a professional picture. We've all had to take one before. This is probably his, but like it's in a suit, and I had a lot more hair and I was shaven and I don't look anything like that. And I was like, is it time to change? And then I looked at myself in the mirror and go, yeah, I'm not changing that picture. So I get it. I mean, I get it, but I just like to point out that this was taken about 20 years ago.
Long time ago. Yeah.
It is a great photo though. Come on. He looks great.
Heidi Ryder, professional photographer. That was taken in the Don't's Donut Shop in North Hollywood.
Almost got a Coca-Cola sponsor.
Yeah. That's like, that's called, what's that called? Swissing or Dutching? I can't remember what it is when you cover up logos.
Covering up a logo?
Boys.
Well, speaking of going back 20 years, we're going to go back almost 20 years for this one.
Here we go. All right. Now this, do you have commentary? Are you looking?
I do not. You can roll on if you got anything you want to talk about with this one.
All right. So here's what happened. This, that's not what the book looks like in print, but that is what it looks like in previews because I didn't have it fully colored by the time it was time to go to previews. And I knew how to color stuff in Photoshop, but this was my first comic, and I had told myself that I needed to get professional colorists to color it. And I had friends who, I didn't know anybody in comics, but I was able to get hooked up with some professional colorists, George Freeman, who I think.
George Freeman?
Yeah.
Really? He was a penciler, did some Marvel work back in the
I think it's
90s.
the same guy.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They were coloring by this time. Him and his wife. I paid them with a. Oh hell yeah, you got one. I paid them with a traveler's check because I didn't have a checking account.
Shit! What?
I got a money order from the post office.
Or like a Western Union, you look at those money orders.
Why didn't you just give cash?
And but yeah, so this is just the flats. In print, it is much better coloring. But this is my first comic. It's an autobiographical book.
Wait, did you see this
in print? But it's the first one that I wrote and drew myself.
What year was this?
2006, 2005.
And you were using Western Union in 2006, huh? Okay. All right.
Tone can identify. Both of us are very afraid of bouncing checks or like going under in our account. It's a real nightmare when it happens.
Yeah.
You just send them an envelope with like a birthday card.
Oh yeah, with just like cash in it.
Yeah, straight cash.
That's what I do all the time.
Go to the bank.
It works. It works. If people are surprised, they always hit you back up. They're like, "Why would you?" And I didn't know you could. I didn't know people like. I didn't know people didn't do that. So like,
what's crazy is I could have because I had the receipt for this money order.
All right.
I bet you didn't think the story could get longer.
That's how the show goes. I appreciate it.
I had the receipt for this money order, and then they came and they told me that they had not received it, weeks later, right? And I was like, geez, all right, let me go get my money back for this money order.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it to the gas station where I purchased it at,
At the gas station.
Yeah. That's where
wait, you got problems sending cash in an envelope, but you're going to go to a gas station and buy it. Okay.
I give them cash. They give me a money order. I stick a stamp on it and, I put it in the mail.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But this is when I learned the limitations of this system because I was like, hey, they didn't receive this. It got lost or something. Can I get this money back? And they're like, no. that receipt's basically worthless.
What's
I just spent cash and saved the 75 cents that it cost to get a money order.
Yeah. No, hey, Ed, you can hold $1. I'll give you $1. I'll give you $100. What do you need, bud? You can have $1 from me. I trust you. Well, that's good. I've never done that before, but cool.
There it is. Just there's a little behind the scenes information for you.
What's the publisher on this book?
It's called Silent Devil. They also did a book called Dracula versus King Arthur. They did a few books that were pretty cool.
And what's the inside of this book?
It's an autobiographical comic. It's about me, sort of like in my 20s, getting into mischief. It's all like the stories that I would tell. Like if we went to a bar together and there was a lull, I'd just be like, one time I went to the doctor, and this and this happened. And that's sort of what this book sort of grew out of. And it grew out of me wanting to make comics, and it was around the time that like Jeffrey Brown was really huge, and James Kolchaka and like Blankets had just come out, and then the American Splendor movie was out, and so like autobio stuff was sort of having like a moment, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I could, because I didn't have anybody that wanted to write comics for me to draw that like really interested me necessarily. Like I wasn't like totally blown away by any like the people that I would meet online and be like, oh, we should do something together, and none of them were like, this is something I want to spend hours and hours of my life making. But then that was how I sort of got the confidence to write my own story. I was just like, well, I tell stories all the time. Why don't I just write those down? And that's sort of how I started writing comics.
Plus, it gives you a resume too, right? Because it's already done.
Yeah, this is an easy thing to hand people, especially if it like this was pretty well received. Like it got written up in all the journals of the time.
Wizard. It was a Wizard. It was on Wizard, wasn't it?
2 times, yeah.
Aren't you like upcoming artist on Wizard or something like that because of this?
It was like a summer preview special or something. It was like
no. Yeah, Tony was like Shooter McGavin and the Wizards, bro.
Yeah.
Warren Ellis even said had some nice stuff to say. He said it was the first autobio comic in years that hadn't made me want to punch the author in the stomach.
Yeah. That was a big deal too.
Did he not read
Did
he not read the Bible, the Jesus Bible one, the 4-part series?
That's not autobio. That was written by apostles.
No, the comic. I'm talking about the comic.
He's talking about comic book.
Yeah.
I don't think he wrote it. I don't think he wrote.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus wrote the comic either.
Hey, you don't know that? You don't know
this guy's not a writer. He's a a magic rabbi.
Is that you on the?
Yes, it is him on the cover.
That was me even before that picture in the.
That's not. Yeah. There's no way that.
I love this book. I remember the first time I got it in my hands. Tony must have had it and he brought it to the studio or something. And I remember looking at it and going, all right, let me check it out. And I'm sitting there and I am laughing out loud. There's a scene in there that just made my day. And every time I see it, it makes me laugh.
It is hilarious. That's true. Tone's right about that.
It is.
All right, make sure you guys go out and get it. I mean, how much does a kid is
Find it.
Difficult to find.
Difficult to find.
The orders on Diamond were 700, and I found out a couple years ago that 400 of those were my hometown comic store. 300 or 400. So that means out in the rest of the world, there's 300 of them.
Jeez.
What's your hometown comic store? We gotta be able to track some of these down.
That was in Sioux Falls at the time, at Rainbow Comics in Sioux Falls. But I was just there. They don't have them anymore.
I have 2 copies.
And then we did a reprint at this other small press publisher because Silent Devil sort of went away, as these companies are wont to do, especially around that time. Like there are a lot of people popping up, publishing stuff, and then going right away. And there was another publisher called Terminal Press who I did my second book with. They did a reprint, and I don't know how many of those they made, but I think they got half of it got destroyed in a hurricane later. So difficult book to get your hands on.
So it's about time we get a third print with a different cover.
Is
that what we're doing?
What,
like
you don't
a
like
little
the
foil? No, add a little foil to it. Like add foil to where the gunshots are or
shiny.
something like that. You could do a glow in the dark cover with the blow up in the background. You could do a scratch and sniff cover with the shoes or something. Who knows? I mean, all those gimmicks are working still. So.
I always think about going back and doing more of this, but it's autobiographical, and for like the past 18 years I've just been sitting around drawing. So it was like
We got him doing a variant and there'd be one shoe on the cover.
Ooh, do the Marco special, the Cram Book special.
It's a private school. All
right. These do not go in chronological order. That's not how I've decided to
All right.
out.
Well, that was about an hour, right? What's next?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah,
no.
Don't worry.
I decided I wanted to go into those pulp covers that you did over at Marvel because I really dug them.
Dude, people love these. Not just him. Everybody loves these.
These are. I love anytime anybody does these. Like when Robert Hack does these all the time. Like I love anytime people do the distressed pulp-looking book covers.
And this one still goes for a decent penny too, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did that to hunt this one down? Took me a while to find this one, but I was happy.
It was like 1 in 100, right?
This one,
I think so.
125 maybe. It was definitely an incentive.
I think it was 50 or 25. It still goes for about 100 though.
Yeah. Did that amulet character turn into anything? Is that
no?
Unfortunately,
not yet.
No.
I wish.
Not yet.
So many amulet books I need to get rid of.
Well, I like these other ones you did too with the Jessica Jones and the Wasp.
I'll be honest with you. I think people love the Jessica Jones one more than they love the Miles one. It's just Miles is on the cover, so for some reason it sells more.
Yeah.
I think that's the one people remember more. But like the actual collectors, that Jessica Jones is the one they love. Like they really, the middle finger with the 3.
Yeah, the middle finger covered up like a sticker, like the price
dude.
tag.
That's the one. When I know the Miles one's there, but even that the Jessica Jones still is like I think $20-$30. But like that one's still that's the one people look for. They hunt for that one.
That Wasp one is my favorite. That's my first Marvel anything. The Wasp cover, and I think it came out the best. All those pulp covers come from. We would do conventions, Tone and me, and other guys that were in the studio with us at the time. Chris Moreno, Mark Dos Santos, and Mark especially was sort of going out there. He does some conventions still, but he's not really making comics anymore. But he would go out and he was like one of those wall of prints guys almost. Like he had just so many prints, and he would make bank at the shows. And I was always doing like these like little funny prints, and that was sort of my first hint that like people don't want to laugh at all day long while they're in their house looking at their walls. Like they don't think your little memes are hilarious for their whole lives.
What did you used to call those? Like adorables or something?
Well, I did those. Yeah, I did these adorable tragedies where it was like cute little chibi characters.
Wait.
Oh, we got a couple of those.
Just wait. Hey, you gotta wait with the show, man. You're going.
I would do those, and people would
pulling
like
a Vinny DeRod here, dude. You got to relax. We'll get there. All right. You think the Wasp is the best one? You think You think the Wasp is the best one, or is it just
my favorite one? Yeah, I think it's like
sentimental, or because you think it's the best?
No, I just like the design of it. Like I just think it came together. Like the composition, I think, is my favorite of them. Yeah, I think the Jessica Jones one is good too.
Yeah, I didn't put there was a Black Cat one. I didn't put that one in here.
Oh yeah, that was a incentive, or no, it was a retailer cover.
Yeah, I think it was Midtown. I think that might have been Midtown.
Ooh, Midtown.
But yeah, we did. Mark was doing all these prints, And I was trying to figure out a way to make it something where like I could make prints of characters and feel like I was doing something interesting. And nobody was really doing these pulp covers at the time. And I like those books. Like I read those. And so I was like, well, let me just take this and sort of turn that into, put that into a comic book type thing. And then, like Adam Hughes had done them before me, and
right.
But I sort of did a whole run of them, and then they would sell at shows, and so that's when I started like actually making money at comic conventions.
Pete, do you think people? I think when they talk about this style, they talk more about. I'm not trying to flatter you, Tony, because I don't care, but they're. I think they think more of Tony for it than they do Hughes, right?
That's because Adam Hughes does a great many other things,
Yeah.
Well, no, he does the same pose over and over with the button.
Yeah. Oh, but so the end of that story is when Marvel did hit me up. So the Wasp came from my friend Jeremy Whitley wrote it. We worked on ponies together, and they were like, "Who do you want to do variant covers?" And he was like, "Get Tony Fleece," because I had sort of thrown his name in for the ponies job. So it was sort of like a
payback.
Yeah, it was a very cool payback.
Yeah,
and then
my back.
And the editor didn't know anything I'd done because it was basically just like My Little Ponies and what you could find on like DeviantArt. And they were like, just do those pulp covers that you do. And so
what year was this?
That was 2015.
Yeah.
16.
Who was the editor over there?
Oh God, man.
Was it? What's her name?
No.
Oh. All right.
Shit. I feel bad that I don't remember, but I'll.
All right.
They stopped calling me, so I promptly forgot.
Fair enough.
But outside the pulps, I also like the movie posters too. I'm a sucker for a good movie poster kind of thing, and I like how you put the folds in the old school style here with the classic things.
That was a good one. That was the same deal. Like they were like, you do the pulps, just do like a this is set in Hollywood, do like a Hollywood style movie.
What character's above Quentin Quire?
Who on earth?
He looks like the same guy from Time Shoppers, and like
that's the
kind of like you.
That's the guy that didn't pop off from West Coast Avengers. I think he might be like a tattoo guy or something.
Oh, the guy that used what's his name? I can't remember.
It probably says on the Fuse. It's Fuse.
There you go.
This is in the credits.
There you go. Yep.
And this was a Kelly Thompson book, who's one of my favorite writers. I was very psyched about that even at the time.
Dude, that's cool, man. That is cool.
Yeah, I like the post. And then you did a bunch of
that's what I was gonna say. Heather
VHS tape covers when you did those Dark Ride incentives too that I liked. I only put a couple.
That's cool.
I like these things too because they're fun.
So these ones, it's weird that I get so much credit for them because basically I did like the logos on all of them, and I actually hired the artists and sort of like art directed them. But this was we had done a million movie posters with Stray Dogs, and Skybound hit me up and they were like, hey, and I had just done a run of them for Dynamite too, and they were like, hey, can you do movie poster homages for us at Skybound? And I was like, I would rather kill myself like that. I don't like it's like a superpower that I have that I feel like is very useful on our own books, but if I start doing it for everybody, it's sort of like
then you could be like Adam Hughes or something like that. You'd start turning to Adam Hughes or something like that, and then you
Hughes.
He brought it up. I didn't bring it up. Yeah, I don't know.
But I told them, I was like, look, I have a lot of friends from doing ponies and stuff that I would love to sort of like be able to give them a spotlight for stuff like this, because this is exactly the type of stuff that they should be doing. Like it's like cartoony stuff and getting to sort of like do something a little bit out of their wheelhouse. And so I was able to like hire all my friends and sort of like point them in the right direction. And then I went in and I did the design to make it match the posters as much as possible, which is sort of like the secret sauce in all those homage covers that we do, is that I'm very exact about the design.
Yeah, you got to be meticulous. That's the key. Like once you hit that, it really sings.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it goes, is it an homage? I'm not sure.
Right. If the colors are different or they just put the regular logo, I want to throw that shit in the garbage.
Yeah, the fonts match, the way this thing's laid out with either credits or like the cassette tape, the clamshell on that Genie one.
Yeah.
So you keep saying you were in the studio with a bunch of guys, including Tone. What were you guys just like? You had your own studio you guys were hanging out with? Like, how did that work?
Well, I have my own studio now, but it's sort of modeled on.
Well, I'm saying before you made the big money. I'm saying when you were doing like your own piece and like.
That is fair. is modeled on Tone Studio, which is where we sort of met and started working together.
Oh, so you used his big money. That's what you did before. You just, okay.
Where did you get that money for that studio?
Is that
from?
Dexter money?
Hey, no. It's not.
I know.
We need the rod.
All right.
We need the rod. What are we doing here, guys? Pete, they don't know, but you know the setup. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I just had some money, and then I had a buddy who was a contractor. So he literally did all the work. All I had to do is buy the material and help him.
Yeah,
Brian did it.
We were a garage art studio because we used to all work out of Tone's like refurbished garage. It had air conditioning, insulation, and couches in there, and then just a bunch of desks. And so we would just go in there and watch cable, watch DVDs, and just draw all our comics and stuff. And so
pretty much you guys were just hanging out and bullshitting and then drawing.
Yeah, like I Love You Man, like Jason Segel's little garage setup.
No, it was. We would have probably done that, Tone and I, but we had this guy Chris Moreno in there who was like trained to be a work lunatic, and he sort of taught both of us this sort of kung fu where you never stop working, and you don't go broke that way.
Yeah,
because we would go broke pretty often,
all the time.
And when we started working with Moreno, we would just work all the time. And even if we didn't have something that we were hired to do, it was just sort of like, all right, bring this out. You got a commission waiting, or there was always something you could be.
Yeah, because you have something for a show or something like that.
Yeah,
just keep swimming.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
Drop one of those prints, those pulp prints. I would do those when I didn't have a job or something.
And now so, you guys, when you're the busiest you can be, you're going to go on tour. And
let's talk about that too.
All right, what do we got next, Pete?
Oh, well, we do have some ponies. You brought up the ponies. We did throw the ponies in here, so we got a little bit of the ponies.
That might be the first pony cover I drew. It's for issue 2, but what happened? Oh, that's not the first one. But I got hired for this one, and then they were like, "Hey, can you do one for number 1 too? This is going to be for Hot Topic." It was like sold in Hot Topic.
Oh yeah, the Hot Topic store. Yeah.
And then Hot Topic, because ponies only had like a few different things for licensing. Like they just had this one licensing package that you could buy and print, like T-shirts or sunglasses or candy or whatever. Once the comics came out, all that stuff sort of went into the licensing package too. So you could make, any licensor could just grab this shit and make anything they want. So the Hot Topic, being the first ones to see this stuff, they just immediately made T-shirts and like posters and blankets, and this was like
out of this art.
All right, take it easy.
No, hold on. Out of this art?
Yeah.
So the art you did you get points on that? No, so they just took your art from?
Absolutely not.
Bruh.
I'd
burn a Hot Topic down.
The amount of My Little Pony merch that I have is just sort of like, either exactly my stuff, or they sort of like had somebody redo it, or it's, the contract we signed for that stuff it's not predatory, because we looked, we could read the whole thing. But it's not, a lot of licensed comics don't pay too well on the other side. That's why I make comics.
I think you should just do bootleg pony stuff now that you're more popular than Hot Topics.
Did it get any better by the time you got to crossover with Transformers?
Dude, this is it. Every single time I bring this up, because this is my kid's favorite thing of all. This is why I introduce them to you all the time. Say this is it. I have got 4 copies of each cover. All the variant covers, and I've got 4 copies of each book, because I have to sub it in because they read it so much they tear the papers off of it. I still have got copies of these books because we sub it in. This was brilliant.
I love this thing. This was so like that Hot Topic stuff. Early on, licensors came to us and hired us to do like posters and stuff. So we did a few posters that was ponies versus Transformers, or ponies and Transformers together. It's just like a cool juxtaposition. Like they look neat together. And then after we'd done like a few of those, just sort of like one-off images or like variant covers, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do a mini series," and that was in like 2015, 14. And they hired me. I was gonna draw the mini series. Really? And they hired me to do the cover, and I drew this. And then somebody at Hasbro got shuffled around, and they ended up saying, they were like, "We don't want to cross the streams of our boy toys and our girl toys," which was this real like weird thing that Hasbro always had, because I think they were freaked out by the bronies. So they were just like, keep the stream separate. We don't want any, we don't know if this is weird or, So this just went away for the longest time. And then every time I would see the Hasbro reps at like Comic-Con or any of the other comic conventions, I'll be like, when are we going to do Ponies and Transformers? It's so cool. It's going to be so neat. And they were like into it, but they sort of had to wait until the time was right. So I think it took like 3 or 4 years finally before we actually made it. But the cool thing was they were like, hey, we're going to do Ponies with Transformers. We need a cover. They just completely forgot that we did this. So I just brought it out, and I was better at drawing the ponies by then. So I like cleaned up the faces a little bit and sent it in and got paid again.
All those RIs, like you've got
again. Same art.
You got the Grimlock Spike RI. You got that's a fan favorite in this household. There's what's the one female?
You wanted this one.
Is it Whirlwind? But this one, I remember when this hit too. This thing was crazy, dude.
That was
this
cool.
book that got really expensive too, real quick.
That's wild.
I think it's finally starting to come down a little bit, but like at one point that was a very expensive book to try to get a hold of. That's it. I don't actually own that book, the one on the right. That's the only one in the series that I don't actually own.
I got one.
Well, aren't you special? It's too expensive for me to go after for my kids to destroy. But dude, the RIs now, you can go out and still find them. They're pretty reasonably priced. And like they have your favorite characters on it. And one of the things, it's funny, you said they don't want cross
Grab them
streams.
to Baltimore. That's where you get them. Third Eye. You dig in those Third Eye variant boxes. You can get your pony RIs. That's where I would grab them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But well, Tone and Tony are going to Third Eye 2 for a signing, so that'll be good. You can dig in their boxes while you see them. Thank you for letting me forget what I was going to say. Oh, you were saying it's funny that Hasbro said that because I found, and I have twins, like one of the best things we could do is have this crossover because there isn't a lot of crossovers, and it stops like this is a parent's dream. It literally is our wet dream. We get one book, and they don't have to fight over it. You know what I mean? So you can do it the same thing. So good job on this. Hey, you can tell the audience every time I see you, the first thing it says when we're going to do Ponies and Transformers again. Because like it's that good.
I love this book. On the first series, I told them because they were going to do short stories, and I was like, well, let me do the setup and the final battle. So I do the beginning of issue 1 and then the end of issue 4 or 5 or whatever it was. And so I got to do like the Ponies and Transformers meeting for the first time, but then also like this big cool fight at the end. And it's like pretty bad. Like the fight at the end of the first miniseries is one of my favorite things. And then they came back when they were doing the sequel series, and I was like, well, I can do covers, but I was doing Stray Dogs at the time, and I just did not have time to do the whole thing or to do like, the beginning and the end. But I was like, one of the early posters that we had done was this Soundwave versus there's this DJ pony called Vinyl Scratch, who's a DJ. And they were in like a DJ battle, and I was like, I want to just do the story of that. And as you know, I'm a celebrated writer now, so I'd like to write it myself and draw it. And so
I thought you were going to say a celebrated DJ.
Yeah. I have a piss poor DJ, but a celebrated comic author. So that's the only one, not the only pony thing that I ever wrote and drew and colored myself is that issue of My Little Pony Transformers.
Oh, that's cool. All right, what else do we got, Pete?
Let's stick his comment back up because he's getting ahead of me again.
No, we don't need a Care Bear. No, we don't. I don't know.
We do have Care Bears because I decided to throw a Rainbow Bright in a Care Bears book in here too for fun.
There they are.
Yeah, that Care Bears was tough. The licensor was real serious about those Care Bears. What are you doing?
Did I bump into it?
You hit the printer.
No, I'm not near it.
That face on that Care Bear, I think I just ended up, like after you get a couple back and forth notes, I just take the thing that they're sending me and I just trace right over it. So that's probably exactly what the licensing art of that Care Bear looks like.
Really?
Yeah. It was one of the first covers too that I did completely digital. I don't think there's any original of that.
That's nice.
And then the Rainbow Bright was that's another one that my buddy Jeremy Whitley wrote. But I had been
10 covers of that.
There's a bunch.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. This is also these are both 1 in 10. I think
it was like a cool new Rainbow Bright rebrand where like this looks like the old school Rainbow Bright. And I wish they would have shown me what they were actually doing on the inside because it's like a neat, like sort of like Sailor Moon style thing.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to draw, to do like a cooler looking character. But I think that's a good horse, so I'm happy with that. And the colors are cool.
Okay, cool horse.
Yeah, good horse.
cool.
And it's also that chibi kind of like style, like these guys.
Yeah. These are all Dynamite hired me.
I've never even seen these. Those
Oh,
are
yeah?
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's on my
I
business.
love a good connecting set, like connecting covers. I love
The colors match up in the real one too. I feel like one of those is probably like a CMYK or some sort of like
something like that. Yeah, I was wondering, like, why is the color so blue in the middle? But it's what I found.
But they hired me basically to be like the affordable Scotty Young. So I would do these for.
You were the Timu Scotty Young. I get it.
Yeah, it's like the Shemp Scotty Young. I would do these whenever they hit me up, and it was always exciting because I was like, oh, like you get to touch all these characters. I might not have time to do like a whole Deja Thoris, anything ever, but I drew her one time as a little baby.
Oh my God, what happens in 10 years when people rediscover this and then you turn into this of the Scotty Young? Like, this is all they want. You got to do 15 covers like of every single character ever. That's got to get old.
That'd be great. That's how I'll ease into my retirement.
Well, these kind of dip the toe, like with the characters at least. Like the normal covers are usually the more risque, like sort of cover art that you would get. So this was a little bit of a juxtaposition, but it also kind of blends in, so we can get to a couple of the covers that might be a little bit more on the risque side with a little doll face. I like this series actually, and I like this cover a lot.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's Dan Mendoza, and we were like always about to do something with Action Lab at the time, which I guess in retrospect probably for the best that it never really came together. but those guys, like, we always got along, and I did a bunch of covers for them. But yeah, every time they would hit me up for one of their
I got a zombie tramp that I did see that you did, and a vampy, but with the dogs.
There's like a nudie variant of that zombie tramp too, where it's just she's wearing like a sheer bra. My favorite part of that is there's a little mouse, apparently
right in the crotch.
Yeah.
I see him chilling there.
Toad goes like, yeah.
I have to get a new pair of glasses. Like, I'm having a real hard time with this.
I
got bifocal.
There you go.
Do that.
There it is. There it is. Little happy mouse right there. The zombie crotch.
Also,
Jesus.
In retrospect, very happy with that titty rendering. It's not as easy as you might think.
No, they're hard to get. Two of them, they got to be.
Well, not the drawing. I'm talking about the shading and the coloring.
Yeah, I got a match. You can have lopsided.
Yeah.
Bad look.
And that Vampirella that's me and Trish. That's part of a Stray Dogs inspired set that we did for them.
Yeah, we missed you at the breakfast in Baltimore.
Oh, very nice. I'm glad you guys see it.
Good.
Yeah. And I also thought that was a good bridge so we could get to, just kind of show like the Stray Dogs. And we know you guys.
That was a monster, dude. I remember when we first had you on the old channel, Bri asked about Tales from the Flip Side when we used to be over there and we did MCM. And we were raving. Actually, we sent it out to Kyle. He didn't come on, but we were like, hey, dude, it's about to get big because you had that exclusive with Hive. And we were like, dude, this thing's about to be a monster. And you're like, I think it'll do okay. I don't think you understand. Like, we kind of knew the book was selling out, and we knew that people had gone for the reorder and sold the reorder out too. And then all of a sudden, I think we had you on like a month later, and you're like, yeah, we're doing really good. We're doing better than expected. And then there you guys go. You guys were off to races with Stray Dogs. And then there was 32 covers of everything. But those movie posters really did it. I mean, I think the story obviously was good inside. The art, I mean, you needed to do what you're going to do, right? But like,
it all came together. Like
rolling with those movie posters,
good art on the inside, the good hook with the covers.
I think people were looking for them, and as soon as they hit that, then people actually read the inside,
read the book,
and all of a sudden it was done. It was lights out after that. It was all good. So, good job on that one.
Doing Silence of the Lambs right off the bat.
Oh, dude, that was crazy.
That was right with number one. That was like, it got me. I was like, oh, my wife might like this, and she didn't care because it was not really Silence of the Lambs. But I bought everyone after that because of the Silence of the Lambs book. And so then all of a sudden, then I'm like hunting down. Like I had to hunt down so many different ones, and then like that Crow 1 in 10 at the end. They're like, oh my god, they had to do that one at the end, so then I had to go after that one as well. The ratio variant.
It's tough too because like now, especially in comics, like to get something to be hot, you have to have both, right? You have to have the cover, just has to be great. You know, I mean, if you're doing a historical character, fine, whatever. Like Batman's gonna sell because it's Batman. You know what I mean? Spider-Man's gonna sell because it's Spider-Man. But even with that, like if you could get that perfect rhythm of people will just buy because of the cover, which some people have. Like some people bought this book.
That's the thing. That's how you get people
Never read it. Never read it. They still haven't read it to this day, even though it's great. They haven't read it. But then that hype starts getting the other hype, and if people start reading it and like it, which they did with this book, it just had that perfect storm of combination where, I mean, it's easy to look back on it now, but during the time, I think we felt it coming anyways. And it produced, man. It was good. Bought Mama a new house, as he says. So, there you go.
Yeah, if I could do that every single time, that would be the move.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, these other ones you've done lately haven't been too bad.
Yeah.
A lot of people are enjoying all of these.
Yeah, of course.
I love the 90s throwbacks on the Local Mans and
I think the story writing's better on the Local Man than, I don't know. I like it, but
thank you.
I'm not nostalgic for the 90s superheroes. I really like the 90 like wild whatever, because it has that Rob Liefeld the character.
Yeah, well, yeah, we try to do a book that sort of could play for the people that really love that stuff, but also for the people that sort of either just heard about it or that were there and hated it.
Yeah, it wasn't that's not my favorite art. So every time I see it, I'm like, but the story in it is exceptional. Like it's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, we're working on a hardcover.
Nice
wraparound cover for a hardcover.
What is that up to? Isn't that up to like 16, 18, 20?
There's 16 issues. Yeah, the next one that comes out is we jump forward to issue 25.
20. Okay. Why?
Because that's what like Stormwatch.
That's what they did back in the day.
Yeah. That's why I hate them. I don't. Yeah.
Image and like Wildstorm.
You hate Stormwatch too? You hate all that stuff.
Yeah, I really. No. So I'm. Unfortunately, I was around that time too. I was a fan of the 2099 stuff, which is weird because like
you picked.
But yeah, that like a lot of that stuff that went on.
The wrong horse is what you did. You're sitting there with your Ravage comics. Meanwhile,
I like Ravage. I like
Watch and Wildcats.
You could say that all. You could say all you want. How's Miguel doing? Because he's doing pretty good.
I'll tell you what. That reminds me. While we're out on this tour, we're trying to think of like stuff that we're looking for out on tour. You know.
Yeah.
I got to get those Ghost Rider 2099s. Those are sick.
Yeah.
Oh, the cello ones
were actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I liked all that stuff. I go back and collect. I collect that, and I like the regular stuff that I have too many copies of for no reason that are cheap. Is I keep redoing the Age of Apocalypse run all the way from Omega and Prime all the way through, and then all the add-ons. I don't know. I love it. I don't care. And then I read it when I collect it all.
One of the greatest. Was it 4 issues?
What's that?
The Age of Apocalypse runs, were they 4 issues? Were they 5?
Yeah. So it was like
the individuals. Yeah, they're like
4. Excalibur. Yeah. They're great. But they had the Prime and then Omega and the front end, the back end, and then I go for the 2099 stuff, including time. Well, it doesn't. The stuff that later stuff.
Army of Darkness Forever. We just wrapped that up. Issue 13 comes out in a couple, maybe a few weeks.
Soon. Yeah, it is soon.
And that's like a supersized finale issue, sort of. Uncanny Valley, we just got extended. It was supposed to be 6 issues. It's going to be 10 issues.
Oh, nice.
So we're working on issue 7 of that right now. I'm just putting lettering on issue 6. And then, Working on 25 comes out in a couple weeks, I think.
There it is.
You can get filling that gap.
How far are you going to do special gimmick covers for that too, or no?
For Local Man 25?
Yeah.
It's a 3-way connecting cover, past, present, and future. The past is by Morant Michaels. He does like a 90s style, that team. And then the present is me and Seeley. And then the future is Emmy Lennox, who did like Plutonia. And she does like sort of like a manga style future cover. And they all connect. Oh, look at this.
And then I figured we would kind of wrap on Feral, since that's your tour. And that's what we're here.
Yeah.
And it also helps us bridge the gap between the two.
Yeah, this I was just working on a Feral cover too. Me and Tone both were. Oh, hello. Oh, Michael. Yeah, awesome. Sheila's brother. That guy Michael is like the Army of Darkness comics extraordinaire. Like he knows everything about the Army of Darkness comics.
Really?
And when I would have deep continuity questions, I could ask him stuff. And
really,
I asked him if Sheila's brother, because at the beginning of Army, this is very deep nonsense.
Go ahead. We like deep nonsense on the show.
Sheila's brother has just been killed by Henry of the Red's men, and she's sort of like grieving. Sheila's the girl. Give me some sugar, baby. And I was like, well, we're going to bring him back as a zombie in this story. So as a deadite. So I asked this guy, Michael, if Sheila's brother ever had a name or had appeared. And he sent me every appearance of Sheila's brother that ever popped up. Just images, you know, he didn't mail me the comics. But he was like, they never gave him a name. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to name him after this guy. So,
nice.
Name Sheila's brother Michael.
Nice. All right, so we got Farrell. I mean, I've told you this before too. I obviously I told you and told this. I like the direction you guys went with this.
Yeah, it was.
I really felt like
it's a good book.
You know, we could have just done Stray Dogs with cats, and it maybe wouldn't have hit. But this genre too, where you can we talk about this now? It's like an infection.
Of course.
Yeah. So like how they did the infection stuff, and it's got the Romero type feel to it. It really does. And then like I kind of like, I mean, I really like how it was done. I was surprised. I guess sometimes when you got a friend and they do something good, you just hope that they do a good thing again, right? And sometimes you don't want to. Yeah, sometimes you're like nervous about it, and you just don't want it to. You don't want to have to go like, man, you've done this before and it's not playing like it used to, right?
Yeah.
And like when I saw this, I was honest to you guys at that dinner. I was like, it shocked me. I was so happy because I was so nervous that you guys were just going to do the same thing you did with Stray Dogs. And even though it's still whatever, it's still animals. People are still submitting the pictures in the back and all that nonsense that helps you guys.
Doing the covers, the movie posters.
Right. You're doing all that. But the inside is really different. Like it's different writing.
Like the hook plays perfectly. Well. Like
no, it was really good.
Yeah. I mean, we took a long time figuring out how to make this one its own thing. You know, the last Stray Dogs came out in early 2022, and then this book doesn't come out until 2024. And it's not like we were ever not thinking about it or in touch, or like Trish and I worked together that whole time. Tone and I were working together on stuff that whole time, but it just took a while to figure out something. Like if Stray Dogs had been moderately successful or just did okay and we were thinking about doing a follow-up, I feel like it would have been a lot less stressful figuring out what to do next.
But I don't know if it would have been if you just went to a follow-up through Stray Dogs, like keep it linear. It would have been the same as what you did here. So it might have been more stressful, but I think it worked out better. Hey, just so everybody that dropping in knows, they are doing a world tour. You can go here to get the dates and see the shops where they're going to.
It's in the description.
It's also, I know, but you know how people don't always look at the description link. So feel free to click through there. All right, since we hit Farrell up though, I think it's enough time for I think it's time for Mr. Hollywood now.
I know we spent a lot of time starting off with Tony, but I tried to build it so we can connect. We connect the tissue here and roll
this isn't that old. You're still thin here.
I know, but I think that's like immediately thin, like
freshly thin.
I'm wearing.
I got this picture from the LA. You guys are going to the LA Comic Con this weekend, right?
Say it again.
Are you guys going to LA Comic Con this weekend?
Yes. And we're doing a signing tomorrow at Things from Another World, just in case we didn't have enough going on.
Yeah.
Just add it in there.
But I mean, these are your guys' promo pictures for those. So just so you know, that's where we steal them from.
It's such a misleading photo. It's like, I know I have that resting, like pissy face all the time, but I'm so not like that at all.
It sets a tone.
Pissy face, or is that just inner perspective, like your deep
pissy face?
Pissy face.
Yeah. Well, Ratone, for your stuff, I wanted to show some more like the interior stuff because I know you did do more interior arts and some layouts and things like that. So I wanted to give the people a sense of what's inside the books as well.
Tone did the background on that cover as well. I think I inked over it, but oftentimes he'll do the background on the covers too. We just sometimes don't give him credit because I have a lot going on.
That's nice. What a friend. What a good friend that
Give him. That's what the money is for.
Yeah, and the background is like 70% of the cover, but
all right, take it easy.
And even if you don't see the 30%, it's still there underneath.
Underneath it.
Trade dress.
Oh my God! All right, what do we got next, Pete?
And then we're going working backwards with the stray dogs too.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, that was so messed up.
That was fucked up. So the difference between these two is on Stray Dogs, Trish would ink over Tone's layouts, but they would be pretty tight layouts.
Okay.
So like this, where
explain what a layout is, please.
A layout is supposed to be just like you read through the script and you break down the page into panels and you draw like what the pencil, like sort of like loose pencils.
Yeah.
You know, and it's mostly just to get it all figured out before you actually commit to doing the drawing. And so that's what this was. Like Tone would do the layout,
storytelling aspect of interiors. It's not everybody can do it. I mean, think of like the 90s. We had all it was just splash pages on the inside, and then they just put 100, description bubble telling the rest of the story, and all you had was they're all covers on the inside. Like this is actual sequential art storytelling.
Yeah, Tone's always advocating for us to do some more 90s style, less backgrounds type work.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one trying to lobby that.
Yeah, let's do some more of these dogs. Just
one splash. It covers 2 pages. I can get that done in a day.
Lots of splashes.
I can go hang out with my girlfriend, whatever they're up to.
Well, from here, I decided to go back. To go back and dig out Violent Messiahs.
Oh, that's look at those faces. Oh, dear God. You know what? I like them too, but like it's just the contrast. Like I just see it and I'm just like, oof. But I mean, yeah, that was the
late 90s.
Book.
This is what we had.
What is this about? What's it about?
Oh, what's it about?
Yeah.
There is this city called Ranker Island, and it's infested with vigilantes just kind of running amok, which is crazy because we never see any of the other ones. We just focus on the number one hombre badass, Citizen Payne. And he is part of this Illuminati that's been running the city for like 200 years. And it's just, it's all about control. They're just controlling the entire city, everything about it. And he kind of goes rogue and he kind of starts like fighting the network that he's tied into. He starts working against them, but he's like the Frankenstein monster. He's compelled to do what he's asked to do, and he has problems with doing it. And then he falls in love with this police detective that's trying to apprehend him. There's a lot going on. I mean, I think even if you talk to Joshua Dysart, a writer of the book, he'd probably explain the book probably the same way I just did. Just a bunch of different things kind of going on. But yeah, that book was cool though. I mean, I enjoyed doing it. But it was definitely the one that got me in the door.
The stitches were cool. I like.
Who's what?
The covers were done by Travis Smith, and that is his baby.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. We kind of did this thing where, like, Sandman and those Vertigo books were kind of really big.
Dave McKeon.
Yeah. And so we found Travis somehow, and we just said, we like what you're doing. We want you to do all these covers. And that's what happened. We just had him do covers, and it was great because then I didn't have to spend time doing them. But, it was good. I mean, like I said, it definitely set up the feel for the book. Yeah. So it was cool.
Do you think now, because what year is this?
2000.
Yeah.
Do you think was in 2000 how can I put this? Was 2000, was the cover as big of a deal as it has been the last, say, at least 10 years?
The thing about the covers is I'm a huge advocate of like the original art and like doing it, but because I was still so new in work, I guess I just didn't have like a weird ego about it. Like we found him and we just felt like it served the purpose for the book. And so I wasn't even thinking about like, oh shit, someone's going to do the cover. It's like, now I'm not going to make money off this cover. Because when I started, I didn't even monetize it. Like I did that entire series and I barely made any money doing it, you know? So like the idea of like making money off original artwork afterwards, that was, no one told me, you know, like Don Perlin didn't pull me aside and go, hey kid, what are you doing? Why aren't you doing the covers? You know, it's like nobody did that.
I find that so weird that,
well, don't forget, this is coming right after gimmick time of the, you know, the 90s, where it was like, well, it wasn't the art as much as, hey, let's make it shiny, let's make it foil, let's make it chromium, let's make it whatever new material we got. We're gonna slap this on here and put a bullet hole through it, or
I remember when
this plastic gem on it.
When this book came out, I remember seeing those covers because I didn't know Tone at the time, but I remember seeing the covers and just going like, oh, that's an Image book that's different from, because like around this time too, Spawn started doing those Ashley Wood covers. Yeah. And so it was all just being like, it was basically a way of showing people like, it's not the same as you remember, you know, we're doing something different now.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of like a don't judge a book by its cover. And, you know, and it worked for us and against us because, you know, a lot of people gravitated to it. And then some people would comment, it's like, oh, well, this book isn't quite what I expected. I still liked it, but you know what I mean? So it was a mixed bag.
Yeah, real quickly. Also, too, if you follow Tone's Instagram, where he gives you his, like, I guess it's a vlog because he puts the camera there where he drives. He will also talk about cards. He'll talk about rodents in his house. He'll talk about it all. So make sure you're following him. There you go.
Well, he's well rounded. We're not just talking about the 2000 vigilante dark type stuff. We also got the brighter stuff. We've got the Simpsons action here.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that the 7-Eleven one?
That is the 7-Eleven. That was a huge book for me. Holy cow! I was just a huge fan of The Simpsons and mostly Futurama. I just loved it. And Bill Morrison was the editor at Bongo, and I would see him once a month. Yeah, there you go. Oh my God, I love that.
Put them together.
And I just kept bugging him to let me do a Futurama comic book. And keep in mind, at this point, I have not done any visual proof that I could actually do it.
Draw cartoony.
Yeah,
really?
I didn't. It wasn't part of what I was doing.
So you are just doing it, practicing, or just sketching it out? You aren't sketching this out at all.
I didn't even sit there and like do it like in front of him and go, see, I can do it. I just loved Futurama so much. I just kept pestering him. And like I said, I was working on Vaughn Messiahs and Snake Plissken and like Shadowhawk. One day he just told me the truth. He was like, you know what? We just have such a backlog of Futurama. We don't really need anybody to do it. And so then the thing happened where he hit me up to do a Treehouse of Horror. And he was really like excited. He says, look, we're doing this Treehouse of Horror, and I think it's perfect for you. And I said, oh, that's awesome. And I said, so can you send me turnarounds? And he was like, no, you don't understand. Treehouse of Horror is an artist's book. You get to do whatever you want. You get to draw it the way you draw it. And I said, really? I can draw it the way I want to draw it? And he goes, oh yeah, absolutely. You can do it any way you want. It's up to you. And I said, okay, give me the turnarounds because I want to do it like you guys. And they gave me the turnarounds, and I did the book, like on model, or as close to on model as I could. And that's how I ended up on the 7-Eleven book, because they needed, a 7-page, 8-page story for that book. And they didn't tell me that it was going to be, the big promotion for the Simpsons movie.
It was going to be bat and lead off.
Yeah. So it was cool. I mean, but then once I proved that I could do it, in practice by just doing it, I got to do it for like the next 8 or 9 years.
What's so great about when you do the Radioactive Man comics too is that it's the perfect combo of you're doing those Simpsons heads that you're great at, but you're also a dope superhero artist. So like if they gave it to anybody else at Bongo, they're not doing.
It would be more like
Bill. They're not shadowing it like you did.
it's not going to be a cool physique like that. Like the musculature is not going to match it. Like that just looks rad.
Well, and you know, the thing is, like, Radioactive Man didn't have a regular series. Like there wasn't like an issue 1 and issue 2 and issue 3. They had a numbering system where they kind of put it like on a timeline.
Yeah, they were all over the place.
Yeah, and then they were like, okay, this is 70s, this is 80s, this is 90s, and then they would do specific stories. So like there was a Spawn looking one, and that came out in the late 90s, and then there's a Howard Chaykin American Flag one that came out in the 80s, like 83 or something. So with 7-Eleven, because it was at the end of the timeline, it was like the modern day Radioactive Man. So after that, I kind of became the regular current age Radioactive Man artist. So I got to do a lot of Radioactive Man books, and man, I love it. And plus, when I started drawing comic books, all I wanted to do was draw superheroes. That's all I wanted to do. And I worked on Violent Messiahs and Snake Plissken, and then, you know, it's like it took forever for me to actually get to superheroes, but Radioactive Man did it for me. I love that book.
Nice. And you still kept the Simpsons vibe, even with giving it the musculature and the modernized like shading, like with the shadows and just the textures there. It's a good blend.
Do you still have those originals?
No, they got it. They keep talking about possibly getting them back to us, but who knows?
Get them back. Just hey, no, hold on. Do what somebody did to one of our guys. Just redraw them. Just redraw them. Hey, I'll do this. What's it saying?
Yeah, you can't talk to me about stuff like that with the boss sitting here.
Hey, so this is what we're gonna do. Hey, just redraw.
Yeah.
That OE is only apparently if you just make it a different shade and you just change one of the muscles, apparently it's different original art. I'm just gonna let you know that. So.
You know, I do a lot of recreations because I originally felt like I was never going to be able to afford like a real piece of artwork. So I started doing like line for line recreations. And this was like right after and before and after I moved. I don't have time for it anymore. I love doing it, but I just don't have time for it.
That's how I used to try to teach myself to draw when I was a kid. I try to go line for line. I'm trying to do Jim Lee style. I'm like, I can do this. I can do this.
Well, when the Prius runs out of gas or electric or whatever it is, and you need more money, just redraw one of your colors. Go to a con and put it in a book, and I guarantee you'll sell it as original.
Or we can go back to Dexter.
Oh yeah,
Mr.
Hollywood.
Well, you know, I did a comic book called the UTF, the Undead Task Force, and it was written by this writer who was writing on Touched by an Angel. Jeez. And amazing writer. His name was Scott Reynolds. Amazing dude. But because the book was based on about vampires and whatnot, we didn't really see the tie-in connection of going, hey, from one of the writers of Touched by an Angel. So we didn't mention it at all. We did the book and everything was great. And then he gets a hold of me and tells me he's going to work on this new show about a serial killer. And I was like, no one's going to watch that. Was I wrong? I'm wrong a lot. I can tell you stories of people pitching me things, and I'm just like, no one cares. When Tony talked to me about Stray Dogs, I was on the inside. I was like, no one's going to buy that.
No one's going to watch dogs. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That seems like your good luck. Every time he says something's a bad idea, make sure you push it through.
But so then he worked on Dexter, and then they got to the second season, and they hit me up. They were like, "Hey, would you?" No, I did artwork for his boss during season 1, and so during season 1, when I did this artwork, he came over to pick it up, and me and a buddy of mine were at the studio, and we were being vicious to each other. And he thought to himself, "It's like, how can these two guys be friends? It's like they seem like they want to kill each other." Then he went home and he had a story journal. He wrote a short story about these two friends who'd created comic books, and one of them killed the other one day. Then they go to Dexter season 2, and then they came in with the books because Dexter was based on a book, and they were like, here's the first book, and they were like, this is great, this is what the show is. And he put the book down, and they put up the second book, and he says, this is the second book, and he threw it in the trash. He says, we're doing more of this. And so he said, we need stories. So he pitched a bunch of stories, and one of the stories he pitched was the short story about the comic book creator killing the other guy. And then they wrote a Dexter story around it. And so when it came time to do it, they were like, who are we going to get to do this comic book art? And both of them were like, well, give it to Tone. I mean, you wrote the story about Tone and his buddy. We'll give it to him. So they called me up. I went down. I designed the character with the show costume maker. So we worked. I mean, the credit could just say I created the Dark Defender with them. I just say I drew it. It's like I drew it.
Yeah.
But I did it, and then they got a hold of us about a week later. And I was afraid when I saw the phone ring. I was afraid because I was like, "Oh, I'm not done with it yet." And I picked it up and said, "Hey, man, I'll get it done to you tomorrow." And he was like, "Hey, no, that'll be fine. But when we shoot the episode, we're looking for someone to play the killer or one of the guys on the show. It's like, would you be interested in doing it?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah!
You want to act too?"
Yeah. So I went in and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then he says, "Well, do you think your buddy would come in for the other one?" And it's like, "Oh, yeah, he'll do it. And so I hang up and I call him up and I'm telling him he's doing it. And
I'm telling him he's doing it.
The short version of this story now is he has like this 3 a.m. call to be on set because he's the cadaver. Mm-hmm. He gets there at like 3 or whatever. Then he waits around for like 4 hours. So they finally call him in, I think at like 8 or whatever. They make him up to look like a zombie because he's the cadaver. He's got popcorn and caramel syrup in his hair, and it's like noon. And then I stroll on there around 2 o'clock, and he's still covered in makeup, and they have not called him to set yet. And he is furious. And so finally, I'm like, "Look, dude, it's okay. This is Hollywood. This is how this works." And so finally, they call him while I'm sitting there. So he runs the set, and I find out later that they get the set, and when they're ready to shoot with him, they go, "Bring in the body." And he comes in, and he's like, "My time to shine." And he jumps on the floor with his face up, so you can see his face. And the guy looks at him and he goes, "No, turn over." He spent all this time with the makeup and everything, and so when you see him, it's from the back of his head, and you only see his arm.
No, face down.
He was furious.
That check cash is the same, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, hey guys, watch! I'm gonna be on TV.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, you said you were doing art for them. Were you doing mock-ups? What were you doing for them before?
For the boss.
For the boss?
Yeah.
For the guy's boss.
Oh, he asked me for he had a movie pitch. Everyone's got a movie pitch.
Yeah. So he's having
pitches.
So you storyboarded it for him?
No, I did like presentation art. It was something with knights or something. And I didn't want to do it. Like I was like, it's not really my thing. But like I said, Scott had asked me to do it. Like, would you be interested? And so I went ahead and I said, "Well, have they hired you for season 2 yet?" He goes, "No, they haven't." And I said, "Well, if I do it, will it help?" And he says, "It couldn't hurt." And so they brought him on, and he ended up becoming one of the executive producers of the show.
That's awesome.
So yeah, super awesome dude. I talk to him every so often now. I try to meet up with him when I come out here. We hardly ever catch up. He's way too busy. But we catch him at some movies.
Yeah. All right. I got one more for you.
All right.
Now, my wife doesn't know too much about comics. I mean, she's seen the Marvel movies and all that. But when I showed her this, she knew this one.
Okay.
How did you come about to do
What is this?
comic for this?
I tell people all the time, the phone rang. We have a friend up here real close to the house, DJ's Universal Comics. And what inevitably happens is when a TV show or production or someone needs something and they go comic book wise, they literally, back in the old days, they'd open up the yellow pages and they go comics. And then they call. Yeah. So they called him up and they said, "Look, we need a comic book." They probably didn't even tell him who they were. And they went ahead and said, "Well, I know a guy. He does comic books. Here's his number." And so they get a hold of me, and they literally get me on the phone. And this is like the show's prop master, Phil Shea. He just recently passed away. But Phil Shea calls, and he's like, hey, look, we need a comic book for this show. And I'm like, oh shit, like this is awesome. Cause in my head, I'm like, ching, ching. And it's like, I know what it takes to make a comic book, money wise. And I said, and I'm like, ooh, wait, the Comic Con's like, 4 months down the road. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. When do you need it by? And he goes, we need it by Monday. And it's like, it's Wednesday. And I said, it's impossible. It can't happen. And he was like, no, just come on down to the office and we'll explain. Well, he must have, I'm hearing the story differently, but he said come down to the office. I just assumed he meant come down to the office, not come down to the office.
To the office.
Not just said that yet, but for the uninitiated.
Oh, yeah. I always assume everyone knows. Forgive me, people.
No, what is this book?
Everybody but Marco knows.
Yep. This is the comic book from The Office, the TV show.
On NBC, Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Here, Marco, this will help you. Ready? Our trail.
Nope.
Oh, is it that dude?
That's that guy,
him.
yeah.
Okay.
This was a prop for the TV show, The Office. And
I've never seen it.
I went down to the middle of the San Fernando Valley where they shot the show. When you watch the show, they've got the ivy and stuff on the gate, and that's exactly what it looks like. There's no guard there. These people were in mortal danger the entire time they were shooting. No, anyone could have walked down the set. So I walk on the set because I'm looking for somebody, and I see the sets and everything, and I'm walking through the sets. Tony went with me the second time, or were you there the first time?
I was not there the first
Okay,
time.
but he was there. And so I'm walking around and I'm like, hello. And somebody comes on, they're like, oh, hey, what can we help you? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm looking for Phil. And he said, oh, well, he's out here. And they walk me over and I talked to Phil, and then they explained to me that it's just a prop for the show and they just need like a couple pages and a cover. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's awesome. Okay. And then they bring in the gentleman that plays Toby. And I don't know who Toby is. I don't know. I don't watch the show.
You don't watch the show either.
So I'm sitting
Is
there.
this guy Toby? This is the Toby
No.
guy that got stood up. No, that's not Toby. Okay.
Yeah. And so they bring him in, and then about 2 minutes into it, he's like, you know what? This is really Mindy's thing. Let me go bring in Mindy. I'm like, yeah, go get Mindy. Go get Mindy. And so I'm sitting there just like an idiot, right? And then Mindy walks in. Mindy Kaling. Ugh. And I swear to God, I have no idea what she said. It was like in Wayne's World when Garth sees the pretty girl and he just sees Dreamweaver and shit. She walks in and that's all I see. I just see she is stunning.
Who is she?
Mindy Kaling. She's
He doesn't see in The Office. She had her own show where she played it.
The Mindy Project.
The Mindy Project, yeah.
She was in.
The Mindy Project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that girl. Yeah.
So
in The Office before then.
Yeah.
Oh, she was? Okay, yeah.
And she wraps up.
She's a writer on The Office.
Yeah.
She's telling Tone this episode that
Key
she wrote. That has a comic book.
Yeah. And so she goes ahead and she goes, so do you got this? And I'm like, yeah, I got it. And then she goes, great. And she runs off. And then Phil and Toby look at me and they go, so did you get that? And I said, I have no idea what she said. And he said, it's okay, you wrote it down.
Oh, because you had shit-eating grin on your face. Good.
Yeah,
Hey, those dudes are great, man.
The only thing I can assume is that they knew that this was the power she had on people.
Okay.
And they were like, watch this idiot. And I swear to you, I swear to God, I have no memory of what she said to me. I remember looking at her and just going, oh my God, like this woman is stunning.
He was like the teacher in a Peanuts episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Did she do the Mindy Project before this, or was it after this?
No, that was
It was
after.
after this. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up with the bear?
They came up with a concept. The bear issue is like Jim is going to work one day and he is attacked and bitten by a werebear.
Wow.
And in the story, Jim still, because he's such a good worker, he ends up going back to work. And while he's at work, he feels the change coming on and he changes into the bear. And that's it. That's the whole
Marco,
story.
who didn't watch The Office, John Krasinski also was Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got to fill it. Okay, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
He married Emily Blunt.
Yeah,
Dude, Tony, the next time you do something like this, you know what you should do is have him do the mini comic of your first one, like somehow get that in the mini comics things, and you can throw it in there as one of the extras, like one of the Kickstarter,
Nice.
and then him do like the mini version of this where it actually
smart.
All
right.
Well, Tony did work on this. Tony helped me put this together. We put the staples. He did the lettering in it. So
I did that logo.
Yeah, no, you didn't draw that logo. I drew that logo.
I drew that.
I drew that logo.
Because look how it's not exact like you do. It's sloppy like I do.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna get to the bottom of
it. Wow, this is interesting.
We're gonna pull out a copy.
Hey, that Prius is it. Hey, once again, recorded the Prius. This would be a great conversation of the Prius, so we can catch up who actually thinks they pulled this logo.
Interesting.
Very good. What are you saying? The gym, the whole thing? You're saying the whole trade dress you did?
I didn't do this. This logo in the corner, I have no knowledge of.
That's something else. Yeah, these people hit me up to like reprint it, and I let them print it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't give them any credit. Take it away. Get out of there.
Take that away. That's a bootleg.
Like, look at this. See this here? That's all me, baby. You think you're drawing the adventures of like that? Yours would be so perfect.
This had to be done by Monday.
I'm telling you, I did.
Yeah, and it was already like Friday by that point.
Okay.
Look at the gap between the O and the F. That's too far for a word.
No, but hey, but look at the H-A-L. Hey, no, but hold on. The shading on the L, that's perfect for the LP right there.
That is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man.
It doesn't matter. But see, the thing is, I've been telling people for years, it's like, hey, look, Tony's right there. Get him to sign it too. And he's like,
oh, people actually have this? This is an actual comic book?
I have replicas of them that I sell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's funny. I tell people it's better than the original book because like the original book, like we had to cut on like by hand on a paper cutter and the staples are kind of on the spine, but they're not really. It's crazy.
Staples.
Breast staples. Like the replicas, like the Dracula's everywhere from Lost Boys. Like I know I bought one of those. When somebody
oh yeah. Yeah, somebody at Comic-Con had that. Was that Spider-Man that some crazy ex-girlfriend like wrote all over it?
Yeah, the crazy ex-girlfriend.
I wanted to pick it up, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, they made a replica of it?
Somebody made a reprint of it. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, wow.
Wow.
The guy who originally owned that, the guy who's he deserved it.
That's what I put.
He deserved it. He's an asshole.
Oh, good.
Like a real asshole. Yeah, like just.
Thank you for that video thing there. That was cool. That was way
memory lane.
Really.
Why do you guys both use explanation points in your signature?
Wait, what was that?
Why do you both use explanation points in your signature?
I do it because of Adam Hughes, your favorite. I just thought
I like Adam Hughes. What? I don't do that. Don't you dare do that.
When I was first making comics, I was like, Adam Hughes, it makes sense that he has an exclamation point. Wouldn't it be hilarious if me, a nobody, also had an explanation?
That's why you do AMF. That's why you do AMF. Okay, that makes sense.
Here's tones. We're gonna do tones first because we have this here first.
Boom.
Yeah, but Tony uses Anthony, and he does exactly like AH. I get it. Okay, that makes sense.
Is there one on that one?
There's one on the bottom.
It's kind of tiny. It's kind of tiny.
No, go back one. Go back one.
I can find a better one where it's clear. Here we go on the zombie train.
Yeah, nice. No, one more over. It's
right there.
Oh yeah.
Exclamation point.
Explanation. Yeah, but it's better on the next one where you get the thick explanation point, just like age.
Explanation point.
Yeah,
explanation point.
I did mine originally because I as a kid, even as a little kid, I always hated writing out Anthony Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had gotten to the point where like I finally got out of school. I was like, I'm never gonna have to write this down again. Like
I couldn't remember how to spell it.
No, I just didn't. It was too long. It was like I'd start Anthony, and then by the time I got to the Y, I'd fall asleep. It's like, oh, what was I doing? It just seemed so long to me. So then I changed I didn't change my name. I started going by Tony, which would have been really weird if I would have stuck with that. But at one point, I just thought to myself, Tony's the name of a kid, like a young kid, like little Tony, little Billy. So then I made it Tone.
He's sitting right next to you.
Yeah, you keep going. You're winning. Keep going.
I don't feel like I look like a Tony is my point. So what I ended up doing is when I went with Tone, I had a buddy here in North Hollywood or in the Valley here. His name is Scott Shaw, and he legally changed his name to Scott Shaw with an exclamation point at the end of it. And as much as at the time, I mean, I love the guy, but it's like, it's the dopiest thing I've ever heard. He legally changed his name, so that's it. So then I just started putting it because my name was just Tone.
Yeah.
And it's the way I would put it on there, it just felt like I was like yelling it, like Tone.
Like
so that's why I do it.
Thank you, Paratech Tony.
Yeah. Paratech Tony repairs like musical instruments and stuff. It's really cool.
Before
the exclamation point, you had like that kanji.
Oh my god!
You were really one of those guys.
Yeah, and it wasn't kanji. I had this signature that everyone would come up to me and go, dude, your autograph, your signature is so cool. And and I'd be like, what do you mean? It's like, it looks like Japanese lettering. And
what do you mean?
And I'm like, it's just Tone TR. It's like,
it's so stupid. You knew you were making something crazy looking with that thing.
No, I purposely did it, but I didn't do it because I was trying to go for something. I was just going, we'll do this. And the reason why I stopped doing it is because no one could read it.
Yeah, nobody knew who it was.
So, I mean, if you knew me and you knew what it was, then you knew it was me. And then when I was like, I want people to actually kind of know it's me, so that's why I switched it to Tone. So yeah, and it served me well. I feel like the Tone works well.
It might be about time for you to switch
to what?
I guess just to Fleece, probably.
Yeah, I think you should do Fleece. Yeah, nobody. I'll tell you. You put AMF there, nobody knows what that is.
Although, like,
I was curious, like, what's the A for?
You used to use Fleece, didn't you?
Early on.
Yeah, Anthony Michael Fleece.
Yeah, I spelled my whole name. I sign it like I sign a check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I agree. I mean, my real name is very long, like Tone.
Did either of you at any point do like I did as a kid and do the McFarlane signature on a scroll? You used to draw like a fake scroll behind your signature.
Mine was bad because mine was so, like you said, intricate or whatever. It actually had its own little frame that went around it. And again, I got to the point where I had it like on a piece of vellum that I would just lay on the paper and just do a rubbing. And then I take it off and I stick it back on the top of my desk. That way it was always the same size and in the same, like exactly.
Dude, you should get a rubber stamp like the old ladies. You know what I'm saying? Just ink it, boom.
That would have been the thing to do, but we were broke. So it's like this whole tracing thing was like how, and at one point, I think when I had to clean up the studio to get out of there, I think I found like 10 or 12 different versions of it, like just that fell under the table or under the desk or something. Yeah, it's crazy.
Pete, can we pull up where they're going?
We can. Let me get rid of this.
So, how many shows are you going to have our friend Trish with you guys?
She's going to be at Back City Comics in Florida. She's going to be at all 3 Coliseum stops in Florida. And then she's going to be at Third Eye and Dreamers and Make Believers. And then we're doing one more in Maryland that I think she's going to possibly. But I'm not sure. That might be because Trish hilariously still works a regular job.
Yes, which I tried to talk her out of for years. Now. She still refuses.
She loves that health insurance.
She does.
Fair. I mean, I could really.
She also does commissions way too cheap. Please tell her she doesn't.
I tell her.
She said, "Yeah, too cheap."
But she's fast at them too. Like I get in my head, and commissions take me forever, but she can crank. So I'll let her. But yeah, she'll be at least 6 of them, maybe 7, and then also some of my other collaborators are going to be around. Tim Seeley's going to hit all the Chicago stops with us. So like if you're local man readers. You can get your local man sign there, and in Texas at Bedrock Comics and at Space Cadets, Pop Man, who draws Army of Darkness, will be there too. So just like anywhere where I got close to somebody else that is working on one of my books, I tried to make sure that they came out. Dave, who does Uncanny Valley, is going to be out of the country when I'm in Pennsylvania, so that sucks.
I hear Seeley might be going to an Ohio shop too, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. They're trying to get him there.
Possibly October 11th, 12th. What is all right? So the 12th, that's when we have our show, right? That's Samurai. Matt, which one was that? Is that the Phoenix one, or which one was Matt looking for? I know he's looking
That's
for
Phoenix.
Yeah, I know that's the
That's the
Phoenix
one.
but
Yeah, Matt was looking for
is that the one
Glendale, I
that
think.
Scottsdale? All right. Well, hopefully the boys still make the trip
Glendale,
out there.
not
Yeah, go through here. Let me know about these shops. Which ones you know, which ones you don't know, which ones you like.
So Samurai, we got a suggestion for that because Matt and Kyle are huge out in Arizona. You remember the boys from
Yeah.
So they're hoping to see you out there. I know we got some people that were excited about some of the Texas shops.
You got the Texas shops here, Bedrock. I've heard of Bedrock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space Cadet. All right. Geek Out. Jeez. Okay.
We didn't
Man, you were spending. How long are you guys in Texas? You guys are going all over.
I was like, wait, Arizona? That's Arkansas.
Texas is a very big place.
Yeah,
it takes forever to get across.
Yeah, I've driven across the coast. I did.
Texas is rough. Texas is a long drive.
Luckily, we're stopping like every 3 hours, pretty much. Like we stretched out comic shops enough that we're never doing like the super long ride.
Well, that's good. That's tough. You guys have got to go back up there. So on the 18th,
a lot of time between these.
Early afternoon. No.
Look, this one's early afternoon to evening.
Yeah, we do that a few times.
Oh my God!
We try to maximize Wednesdays, Fridays, and weekends and stuff because there's more chance of getting people in there than if like some shops we could only make it work to be there on like Tuesday or God forbid Monday.
Where is that place, dude? The El Paso place. Go back up. I've never heard of that place before.
I'm going back.
Sundoku Depot.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna get there, and it's gonna be like 6 long boxes and a register. It's just a lady that is a retailer, and she orders my books, and she's super sweet to me online, and I always send her like promo stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, we'll come out for sure. And Tone has family out that way, and so it's possible.
We're gonna need a live stream from there. We're gonna need a live stream from there.
We're gonna be doing. If you follow me on like Instagram or on TikTok, I put up these shop spotlights when I go to comic shops. So as much as
for sure,
we're doing those too.
Yeah, but no, we're gonna need a Tone live stream from there, not a YouTube.
We'll do those from the road
talked
too.
About it, yeah. So we'll do like the day before we get someplace.
I love
the morning of. Yeah, we want people to know where we're at. If again, if for whatever reason they find out at the last minute, we definitely if the last minute's all they get, then we want them at the last minute. Well,
yeah, for sure.
Let people know who's there.
Yeah, you guys are doing all the
come up to us and ask or tell us, "Oh, I didn't know you were here."
Yeah,
that sucks.
Well, I hope you don't get sick or eaten by an alligator in Florida because you go to all the spots there.
I'll be staying away from the swamps in Florida, so as long as the weather keeps up.
I don't know where Bradenton is, but I mean Tampa and Kissimmee. Now you're in like Disney areas. You should be fine.
Bradenton's south of like Sarasota on the way to Naples.
In Jacksonville, now you're on your way out. You're up top. You're in AEW land.
They hit Top Dog.
And all the Florida shops. Basically the reason we went down to Florida is because we got that. Like I said, we got that.
The signing.
So
what is that? So what is it? It's a day, and you just go in and sign all day long.
Like 3 days.
It's 3 days. It's in Sarasota, and it's whatever the 3-day gap is there.
Why don't they just send you the books in the bags?
It's easy. I mean, it's more convenient for them because what if they get damaged or whatever? Like we can.
I don't think it matters. We witnessed somebody eating tacos while doing.
Listen, we would never speak ill of CGC. We love them, and we're.
I'm not saying no. Hey, I'm the biggest defender of them. Hold on. Apparently, you don't know the channel that well. I defend them a lot from some of the haters.
Yeah, I'll let you do your CGC spiel because I gotta take it.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I've seen some artists. Actually, when we were in Baltimore, we saw somebody with one of the golden bags, and they were eating tacos. Wow,
we're gonna do hot wings.
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
Hot wing. Then you could like the ex-girlfriend variant. It could be hot wing variant.
Yeah.
They'll add it in there.
Totally.
It'll be
it's certified as to what flavor it was as well.
Right.
Is the lemon pepper.
I mean, I guess the whole thing with it is, and I get some of the backlash because whenever you're at the top of it, but like for the longest time, CGC has set the standard for the industry, and it makes it easier for everybody. Like I know their process sometimes is frustrating to certain people, but to be honest, nobody does it better. They just don't. And if you've been around long enough, you'll notice that. Do I like that they're doing signature series all the time now for every artist so that artists aren't coming and doing what you guys are doing? No, I don't like that. But at the same time, you guys have to get paid. So I mean, it's a switch off there. It's not. I have nothing against CGC. I know people like to put on like little internet videos, but most of those people don't deal with graded comics anyway. So, they're not going
I think that there's still time to send in if you can't make it to one of these tour stops. There's still time to send in your CGC. I think you got like another week. I think it might be up until the 10th of this month.
You know what? We just showed that little graphic. It brings up a very good point on this tour, especially for all the people that are going to be early on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Are we holding back books, or are we just going? You're going to sell all 500 right off the bat, and none of us are going to get a chance at them.
We're going to sell them on the tour. The shops.
Are we rationing? Because I'm going to have to call people. If I have to call people,
you know everybody. I'm sure you can get your hands on one of these.
I'm calling.
You guys are going to a lot of places where you get
I understand, Tony. But you know me also. I don't like to do it that way. I like it to like, hey, show up and
We the way we set it up is we made it so that the shops, if they wanted them, can get sent. They could send us some money, and we would send them 10 copies and a dog sketch or a cat sketch and T-shirts and just like a little like package to sort of show up before
care package kind of thing.
How many did Bill get?
I think you could just get one per store. Damn it. And so the shops that paid for that and get that, then they'll have 10 copies early, and those they can do basically whatever they want with. Then we're gonna have whatever's left over from those when we hit the road, but we're gonna try and just bring in 10 per store or something. Like we don't want to blow them all out.
Blow them all out. Here. Look, this is a good look. This is, I bet you, where Trish is gonna be a lot. You got Third Eye there. She's gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
That's in her
This is
backyard.
where you're hitting.
Dreamers is in her backyard. Where else you got?
And then Beyond.
I know she works
by my way. You come by Jersey.
Yeah. Isn't that was your boy out there? What's your boy?
See, that's the thing. My buddy, he's got a comic relief. But he's got a comic relief in Lawrenceville where you guys already had Final Boss. Like, because that shop it's like the oldest shop in our state, but they split, like they had 2 locations, and when the guy sold, he sold it to 2 different people. My buddy bought the one in Lawrenceville, and somebody else bought the Tom's River one. So you guys are going to Tom's River, but then you're going to Final Boss, which is actually near my office. So I'm going to try to come out and see you guys. Nice. Because what is that? It's a Wednesday. Yeah, it's a Wednesday, so I'll be at work.
I know.
Final Boss is another one that just it just was cool to us on the internet, and I was like, we got to stop in there. Like he's always promoting our books on Instagram and TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
So Friday, October 11th is the deadline for CGC to receive the book. So you guys have
got a little bit.
That's like
just a week. Over a week. Yeah.
Dude, hey, stop that! I wasn't talking about M. Hughes. I was talking about another friend of ours. Another friend artist. We sat next to him while he was eating at dinner. It was tacos everywhere. Not at our table, even though we probably should have.
Well, I mean, we're not going to start shaming people. If people want to eat, they need to eat.
No, Adam's a good guy. Leftovers Aggie's just really young, so he finds.
Yeah, no, I love him. Yeah.
You're talking about Arthur, right?
Yeah, I wasn't going to throw him under the bus with other people, but
under the bus.
Our buddy Arthur Sudan. He's friends with us.
Look at the time.
Not give a shit.
Look at the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Doesn't care about anybody. All right. Here we go. That's what I like about it. He don't care about anybody. I don't know. Go ahead. Keep going. What else do we got? New Dimensions. You're doing New Dimensions, obviously. Todd's place. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Heading out towards Ohio.
There's Bill Comics. That's from you. You set that up.
That's Bill the Greek. Yeah.
That's Bill the Greek's plan.
I'm kind of looking forward to some of this stuff because in my traveling, I will if I see a comic book shop and we got time to stop, I'll stop.
Oh, you got it. Like I get excited when I'm in a strange area and I see a comic shop that I've never seen before.
When you're in a strange area.
You see the weird little shopping centers. There's probably a comic shop in that shopping center. Right
Yeah.
There's a tanning place. There's a little bodega, and a laundromat, and a comic shop.
But this is the thing. It's it's going to be weird because
hold on.
What if one of these shops, when I go into a shop, I don't sit there and go, hey, it's me, Tone Rodriguez, and I walk around like a maniac. I go in, I'm really quiet. I don't sit there and make any, proclamations or anything. So I'm wondering, it's man, I wonder if we're going to walk into any of these shops and I've been into them. I've been to the Coliseums in Orlando. So I know those shops, but any of the other ones, on this trip, it's I'm kind of excited. It's like, oh my God, I've been in here.
Hey, do you know that place, Coy's Dub?
I know those people from Comics Pro. Super nice folks.
Oh, you going back up to?
Oh, I gotta
I
get
don't think I do.
This is killing me.
Yeah.
It's the mouse all over again.
Graham
What's that?
crackers.
Graham crackers, yeah, graham crackers.
Yeah.
2 graham crackers.
You gonna go see Jen? Tony? You gonna see Jen?
Which one's she at?
I don't know. I can text her.
I
I'll
hope
take
so.
the list and say if you're. Well, you guys are going to 2. Isn't she in Naperville?
Mm,
Well,
Go. What's their other one at? Go.
Go back up. Am I
Go
going
back
back
up.
up. That's gonna be near the airport,
No, it's not the Loop. She's not the one.
Go back up.
Go up one more. Go up one more.
and then we're talking about challengers.
No.
One more.
Oh, there's another.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a Sheffield.
Yeah,
oh, there's
3
3
graham.
graham.
That might be it.
Sheffield.
That sounds right.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I guess I can text her right now and see. Crypto. That's cool. That's a
Hi.
good store.
Yeah, I'm doing some Nebraska shops. That's where my folks are from. I got family in Nebraska. Mile
Nice.
High is huge for me because I grew up in Colorado.
Everybody knows Mile High.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then Muse is the comic shop my mom goes to buy
Your
my
mom goes to the comic shops?
just for my. She has a hold file that's just 4 copies of my books. And then she'll call me and
Did
be
you
like,
tell them that or no?
No, she went in and set it up. I didn't tell him that.
My
No.
son
No.
draws
Hold
comic
on. I
books.
need the story. So does
And
your
she-
mom go in and go, my son is
Uh-huh.
an art?
My
Listen.
son makes these.
He needs to be respected, and she wants to be paid the correct amount of respect for a comic book artist mother. And she has switched comic shops in town because she wasn't getting shown the correct deference.
Those kids
she would
were
go in,
horrible to
she
me.
was-
They
she
were
was
not
like, what?
given proper respect.
Exactly.
Let's
She's like,
move the
I went
books
in
around.
there.
No,
They didn't
no,
even
he's-
know who I
we're
was.
moving
They didn't know who you were, boo boo.
First of all, she does not call me Boo.
She does.
Everybody in Colorado Springs knows who I
Yeah,
am.
they do.
Don't worry
Everybody,
about that.
yeah, it is funny to see Tony back at home because they do all know him. It's crazy.
Wait. Hold on now. So your mom was at a comic book store.
Yes.
She had
Hey,
that-
this
that-
comic book store.
no, not this one. No. Don't besmudge this one because this is her new spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she went in and said, "Listen, this is my son. I'm very proud of him. He was a pain in the butt for a ton of years. I would just like a little discount on the books that he's sending here."
You do not know his mother. She would never say
She would never
anything
say I was a
about
pain
him
in the
being.
butt, yeah.
He is the king when he goes home.
The apple of her eye.
Oh, boy.
my God.
Oh. Are you
The
like
other
the only
children-
one? Are
the
you the
two-
only one or are you the baby one? Which one are you?
I'm the oldest of 5.
Oh, all right.
First.
But the store that she used to go to, I worked there when I was in high school. And so she knows the guy who's like the manager, but he works that was 25 years ago. So he works less and less. He works as little as he can. He's trying to hang out with his family and stuff.
Right.
And so if she goes in there and he's not there, nobody else knows the lore. They don't know that she's my mom. And so they
So
hire young
legend,
people all the time,
Okay.
And so these young people, they probably don't know me. They don't know my mom. They don't know I'm
She doesn't
from there.
come in with her T-shirt that says Tony Fleece's
Stray
mom.
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was not getting shown the proper respect, and then Muse, it's just one guy basically that works there most of the time, so he can hold on into his head that that's Tony Fleece's mom.
Dude, you should get. The the jackets, like they used to have them in the 90s. It was like the Japanese ones. They'd have like the snake on the back or whatever. They're really shiny. You know what I'm talking about? They also like the Tigers used to have Dub. The was it
Yeah,
something?
like,
It's a vinyl
Drive.
jacket. Like,
You need to get one with Pharaoh, and then it says Tony's mom on the back of it, like that.
Ooh, yeah.
I-
Just
I'm
have
thinking of that
she'll rock it
Simpsons
all the
episode
time,
where
dude.
they all had
Well,
the-
like
I've
6
looked-
button up.
I've looked into like patches so I could get them for us, and like every time I talk to somebody, they just want like me to order like 20 of them or something. It's like,
They
no, I
got
need like
those-
4.
They got those embroidery places
Yeah.
all over the place. I bet
Yeah.
you
You
could
could,
fine.
dude, get the
You're
20. Get the
satin
20.
jacket? You're
Sell
set.
them.
make 20.
I don't need 20.
Sell them.
I don't know. That's not my job.
That would be a great Christmas present. You're right.
Well, you're going to be at a con anyways. Just put them
All
on
right,
the table
there you
and
go.
sell. But yeah, there you go. Give it to all your families. That's what
You guys really overestimate our fan base. I don't think any one of them is going like, I like this comic book and I would like to wear a throwback, like a 1980s baseball jacket.
I think this is exactly. Hold on. Go back and record the tape. Go back and record the tape, and we were talking about Stray Dogs. This is exactly what Tony said about Stray Dogs #1. I don't know. You guys are overselling this. I don't think
Are
the
you
fan
saying
base
that
is there for
this vinyl jacket idea of yours is the same?
I'm saying the
as Hey Guys
patches
number
idea
one?
will work. You could do the vinyl jacket only for exclusively for your mom.
Right.
And I guarantee if you went on tour or you just went
know.
to a con, people would buy the patches off the back. So you wouldn't have to waste 4 patches or
That's
whatever.
it. I'm gonna order these goddamn patches. All right.
And you've convinced them.
Done.
I'll give you the money for the patches. If you don't sell them, you don't.
You guys heard them, right?
These
You
satin
heard 'em.
jackets.
We will have T-shirts at this tour. We're gonna have the exclusive comics.
Are you going to
We
sell
might
them? Are you going to sell them in
have-
mine in your size, or are you going to sell them in skinny jean size? What size are we selling here?
We got a few mediums, but mostly we got extra larges. We got
With the medium.
a scant
Did you get
few-
any extra longs though? You're
No.
tall.
Oh no,
Both
no.
of
We want the chubby guys to have their
Yeah.
belly hanging out the bottom.
Good. All
I had
right.
to wear
Good.
t-shirts like that for years. So yeah.
no free rides.
No.
Oh,
They're good shirts though, man. They're beautiful.
Yeah, they came out real good.
Yeah.
We
Super
don't
awesome.
have any mock-ups of those though. We didn't get mock-ups.
They're out in the studio.
You want me to go
Tony,
get
wanna
it?
grab
I'll
a
go get it.
t-shirt?
Yeah.
I sent Tone off. Now we can talk
Now
about
you
it.
can
real
talk
quick.
about me.
Oh my God! These guys with the deep B's. They don't know, guys. They don't know the joke about. So they joke about me because I wear.
You wear
Well,
a
I didn't
V-neck.
Before, yeah. You see how I always wear the button-up shirts and like
Mhm.
because you come in the summertime. You came in the summertime
Yeah.
last time, right? Yeah. So like I live on the lake. I wear lake style clothing when I go out.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, like, whatever.
Plus you're Greek.
Like
you know, it's
Yeah,
cultural to put your chest hair out like that. You know.
That we did take Tony to a Greek restaurant when he came in last time.
Yeah, delicious.
It is. It's a great place. No, next time you come up, we got you again, man. But yeah, so I don't know. I think it's cool. Let's see what the shirts look like.
Yeah, I don't know if I can find the picture. I was trying to scroll back to the.
See, somebody's got someplace. Get rid of the name.
Oh, that's
thing.
nice.
Oh, these are the tour
It's
ones.
like a
These-
concert
oh,
tee too.
No. Hold on. Hold it up. Okay, I need one of those. I need one of the
It's like a concert tee. That's
got
awesome.
Ben's name on it. I need that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
for sure.
amazing.
How much are those going for?
$38.
$20.
That's it? $20?
Yeah, they cost me. They were supposed to cost like $6 a piece. They ended up costing about like $10 a piece.
What are
but
you
we're
doing?
not- we didn't make
What
them
are
do
you
it.
doing? What are you doing? What
just
shirt
want
can you get for
people to
$20 though, Tony?
I mean, listen, how much should I charge for a t-shirt?
Like 32?
No.
I said 38. I was very close.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you
25.
doing?
Yeah, I want
20
people.
bucks.
I want them to buy my comics. I'm not a t-shirt seller. These are just, promotional for our books and for our tour.
We need the comic book box.
Oh, agree. We're working on it.
Or
If
one of
anybody
these,
knows
hey,
anybody at BCW,
BCW's got the clearance thing now too, where they're clearancing all the Valiant stuff. So now turn one of yours into, where is this stupid thing I just had? Where I got too much stuff here. We got a show coming up. Oh, so like they have this blank one, but you can you should be able to put like the Pharaoh World Tour on it. And then because then these are like $8 and you could sell them for probably $20 and then there you go, profit.
well, we leave in 6 days, so we're not going to do that. But
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna ship
Next
me.
tour.
I mean, the next time you do it, I ain't paying $40 for a damn shirt. Yeah,
Thank you.
$32 though. $32 though, Zaggy. $32. Look, he hangs
25.
out with Tom Green. He's
25
can
is
afford
that
it.
sweet spot. You
Yeah.
want to get that second bill out.
Oh, 25, you think?
I think 25.
30.
Except
with-
when I see you
Oh.
guys in Jersey, you can just charge me 20.
20. Yeah. I think 25 sounds like making a lot of change. 20 is easy. Just give me a 20. We
Well,
can
no,
all
because
get
you
on
get
with our
25
lives.
and then you buy a book.
Yeah,
The
no,
book
yeah,
is
that's why it's
20,
32.
The shirt's 20. Everything's 20. Trades are
No, but-
20.
But here, if you do 32, right, they're going to buy the shirt for 32. Then they're going to spend $8 more because nobody's going to want to get $8 back. So they're going to spend $8 more on patches or whatever else you have there.
Oh, so now we got to make
I'm
patches.
making the patch.
Well, no, not patch. You gotta have. Don't you have any packets left over from
Who else has shirts? Well, I mean, I feel like we've already gone far and above everyone else.
I
Shirts
think
are
you've gone
amazing.
above and beyond with the shirt. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Shirts.
And the
And the
exclusive
shirt
book.
looks
Center
fantastic.
over here.
Absolutely. The
You
shirt
guys
looks
don't
great.
need any more stuff. Look at all that stuff in
Yeah.
the background.
You only got a Prius.
This stuff is stuff I sell. I don't. Look at this. You had all the things. I know you got other things
We
around.
do
there.
have stuff. We could bring that stuff.
We are talking about bringing them. I love that book. That's one of my favorite
That
books.
book was funny as shit, bro.
We're gonna bring Time Shoppers on the road with. I'm basically there to help sell the shop's books. So we're not going to bring like set up like we're at a convention and sell our own stuff.
For sure.
But I am going to bring a couple cases of Time Shoppers and just try and like Johnny Appleseed seed the land with Time Shopper copies, because I have probably about 800 of them.
Leave them behind in shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a freebie sampler thing.
Bury them out back.
Pilot under T for Tony.
That's right.
Yeah, but they'll like it, dude. They'll put the people like that type of shit. That'll be good.
Everybody, like all the shops that I've given them to or that I've sent them to, they do good with them. So I don't feel like I'll be, sticking anybody with these comics. It's just hard to advertise this Kickstarter thing that I have that it's hard to sell.
Oh, the thing because it's already over or whatever.
Yeah, the Kickstarter, it's available on my website, but you'd really have to be like a hardcore Tony Fleece fan to be like, well, I like his murder comics. Does he have anything that's like a comedy? And do I have to go through a lot of rigmarole to get it?
I thought you did good on Time Stoppers though, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. I just have a ton of it because we got a good deal on printing, and I printed 1,000 extra. And so I think I think it's just 1,000 extra. Yeah, we have just a ton of them, and they're huge. I was thinking like 1,000 comics, but there are 1,000 of those things. So
yeah, they are pretty big,
and it's a beautiful book. I mean, that printing on that is amazing. It is definitely an amazing book. So much fun.
It is.
We'll have those at the tour as well.
You should do what you should do is a re-up thing where people get the extra packet stuff. Remember all the stuff? What was gold packet again?
It was called the Time Shopping Bag, Time Shopping Bag, and it came with like a glossy 8x10 of signed by Jesus, and there was like a
blasphemy.
There was like a Richard Nixon campaign button where his running mate was the guy from.
I can't remember what the first one was. I tried to get the most expensive thing, and it sold out in like 2 seconds. You couldn't.
Oh, the Ben Franklin edition where it was like it was printed on Ben Franklin's printing press. It was like a black and white edition.
Wasn't there also a cassette tape?
There was a cassette. It was a Boyz II Men cassette tape where he recorded.
Boyz II Men cassette.
He recorded a song with Boyz II Men, and then there's in the high priced one there was either a Youngblood #1 or Action Comics #1, where he's on the cover as well. And we had to source all these fucking Action Comics reprints.
Oh no, that's a real Boyz II Men.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I didn't get that. I was looking forward to that, and I didn't get it because it sold out too quick.
But I was like, well, we'll just get some Action Comics reprints, not realizing that it was in like the COVID comics collector boom.
Oh yeah.
And so those stupid reprints cost like between like $8 and $16 a piece, and we had to get 20 of them.
Dude, that sucks.
Very stupid.
All right. There you go. If you guys are interested in it, it's a good book. It's a good story. We covered it a while on the old channel, so I mean, it's fun. It is fun. I don't know what else we have for you guys. I appreciate you guys.
This was great. This was a lot of fun. Thank you again.
Tone, I sent you a message. I don't have your cell phone number, but I sent you a message and thing the one time to have you on whenever you feel like it. Like, you're great. I mean, I know your boss is next to you and whatever, but like you're always you're great. So whenever you want to or whenever you got time, I'll probably forward you Pete's information too. Just feel free to drop on any Wednesday because and Tony, you're always welcome too, but I know I get it. You're busy. 16.
Come through and I have things to promote.
When you got to shill some stuff, come on here. We'll let you go off with it. Hopefully we'll see you on the road someplace. I don't know what.
Yeah, please come out and hang out with us. I mean, you guys especially, but to the guys. No, anytime I come on your show, all at conventions or like if I'm at signings, like I always run into people that are like, "Oh, I saw you on Marco's show." So.
I appreciate that.
They say Marco. They don't say Pete and double.
Well, no, but they. Hey, I'll tell you this. They don't
talk about it.
So here's the funny.
Sorry, guys.
Here's the funny thing. But they don't ever say hi to me though. Like they're
afraid of him.
Yeah. They go like they'll say the name of the show and I'll be like, is that even still a show anymore? Every time I come on your show, it's called something completely different.
Yeah, I was gonna say that earlier. Where it's like, hey, I know this one.
Or you just have many shows.
No, so we were. I'll tell you some other time.
There's multiple shows on this channel for sure.
There's multiple shows on this channel, and I show up. Yeah, I show up on SNS because SNS used to be MCM.
Saturday Night Special.
But somebody took MCM from Kyle, who ran SNS, and we'll talk about it one day when we sit down. Next dinner we have together, we'll talk about it. I don't like to get into it too much because I don't. They they're very sensitive, the other people, and they start crying and
I
they
don't
do
need
all these
anybody else
things,
talking
and I
to me.
don't.
Well,
They're
listen.
childish, so I don't play around with that.
I love everyone.
I know, me too.
You said it all.
Not really.
We
I
just
don't
like
really
doing
love
what we do.
everyone.
I
I
don't
like
like
a
it.
lot of people, but I don't love them all.
I like Toad. I'll tell you that. I
trying
like
to
you
do
too,
my-
Tony.
I'm trying
No,
to
I
do
know what you're doing. I know what
my
you're
Howard
doing.
Stern wrap up.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
boys. Robin,
And I'm ruining
Alright.
it for
we've
you.
said it all.
Yeah, I know.
All
That's why I did that. Look at the time. I did that earlier.
He did it. He did it. I'm gonna have to hear a story from you guys next time too. But yeah, make sure you guys are checking them out. Make sure you support them. Obviously, those t-shirts are cool. I know I've gotten a bunch of people already asking. Tony, I'm gonna say it here. He's not gonna hold us books personally for you guys.
No.
So you have to go to the shops. You heard what he said. He's already mailing them out.
I'm really
Go
nervous.
get a hold of us and ask us if we can get you the books. We can't. Okay.
The cool thing is, even when we run out of the books, we're sending them to shops early.
Yeah.
So we'll get to shops that have them.
Yeah.
I assume we'll run out of somewhere on the road. But yeah, we're not.
Look,
holding back
we're stopping at my house on the way through.
Tone's
We know they
grab
watch.
mine, and then I won't have them.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is cool though. I mean, I wish you guys, and I mean, we've talked privately about this too. I wish you guys had a little bit more time because, personally, me and my wife, before we had kids, we used to do this all the time. We used to drive around all the United States. We'd go down all the major roads, and it's really great to have that like Americana experience. So your guys' schedule is really tight, which is unfortunate, but
we're
maybe if it works.
We're going to get to experience it, I think. We're excited about seeing all these places. And then also, I'm not sure how many we'll be able to, with the schedule that tight, but I'm sure we're going to drive through towns that just have comic shops. And I'm excited about sort of like meeting new people and just doing quick pop-ins.
We will definitely do that. Like walk in there and doing that big as shit kind of thing. It's us.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? What are you doing?
Nothing more demoralizing than a comic shop that's just like, I don't read your stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in this state that are disappointed because I've talked to them and they're like, hey, so you couldn't get Tony to come to the store? And I'm like, hey, whoa. But your schedule's busy. We've heard, I'll tell you this, I don't care if people, the last couple of times when we've been in the streets, shops know about this.
Oh, cool.
Shops that haven't, people are speaking very highly of you because of this, like very highly of you.
I tell him that all the time. It's like people talking about the Uncanny Valley and whatnot. And he's like, really? People love his book. And no, that he does so many books.
He's talking about my dedication to this.
I'm
to the comic
talking
shop.
about
It's not the quality of my work.
I got a lot. Yeah. Most of my relationships are with comic store retailers or whatever. So like a lot of them put out there, like I was surprised because somebody came up to me in a thing and was like, hey man, da. And I don't know if they were just saying it because they were trying to get on a list or whatever. And I was like, I have no pull with that list. So don't ask. But they were the same, like it was really
list.
What's that?
You had slight pull with that list. I feel
maybe
like
a little bit pull, but like
doing something about it.
you could have done so much more. You're like Schindler.
shut up.
This ring could have gotten 2 more dates on the calendar.
But I'm just letting you know so that you do know it. There is a lot of people that are excited about this out there, and a lot of store owners. And I get what you're saying because we come from that same ilk where we feel that LCSs are like the lifeblood of what we do. And you are appreciated. Both of you are very appreciated for this. And there is even people that aren't on the list that are really excited about you doing something like this. So like, it's really cool, man. Hats off to you guys because it sucks.
I don't want to, filibuster any longer, but I do like my dream is just to be able to continue making creator-owned image comic books, comic books that I own, and not. I'm going to do stuff for Marvel and I'm going to do other stuff, but
pay the bills.
But no, the stuff that pays the bills is Feral, is Stray Dogs, is Local Man, but part of that is there's not a movie coming out that's got Local Man in it, right? And you have to remind people. This is a book I make, and so this is sort of my not in a bad way, but just like this is my way of making sure they remember. Oh, I remember Tony Fleece. He makes rad creator-owned comics, and if they buy those, it truly makes a difference. Like this house is like they joked about it, but this is a Stray Dogs house. And if I want to keep just being able to make creator-owned comics and not have to sell out too much, this is sort of crossing my fingers, hoping that this is a good way to get out there and just sort of like keep the retailers on my side.
And he's looking at a house in North Hollywood. That's going to be the Feral house. And then the one
hold on.
Poema is going to be
the Hills.
House.
Toad, in our defense,
in
our defense, it wasn't us who called it the Stray Dogs house. It was Tony. Tony
No,
came on the show,
yeah.
and within
This is great, though. I bought
within
this
the first
house.
2 minutes, it's like, hey, this is the house. Hey, you guys like my new house? This is the house Stray Dogs bought. That's what he
It
said.
is.
So,
Well,
so
maybe we can get you a house in Malibu based off of the rest of Local Man by the time you
There
get
you go.
to
Absolutely.
but I think it's working, and like, you know, we are big proponents because we live in LCSs, right? And like
Yeah.
a lot of our friends either own LCSs, we have friends who work at LCSs, and like to see creators give back, like it does make a difference. Like it makes a difference, and to do it the right way. So we appreciate it. We're not gonna keep you guys on any longer. I know it gets late over there on the West Coast.
We gotta get back to work.
All right. Well, we'll see you. Hopefully, we'll see you on the road, guys.
Thanks so
All right,
much
gentlemen.
for hanging
Thank you
out,
for having
guys.
us.
Thank you
If
guys.
you want to pop in on your trip, we're here.
Awesome.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
hit us up. We'll be on the road.
All right, cool. Sounds good. We'll talk
Later.
to you. All right, later. Dude, I love those two. They're
Yeah,
great.
no, they're great. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good too. Hey, if you're in that Baltimore area or if you're in the Florida, go out there and see Trish also too. I mean, her work's great. So make sure you guys are getting involved with
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Chicago
yeah.
seems to be all right.
I'm gonna try to make
Sorry
it out
about that,
to
man.
Saginaw, but that's
What's that?
I'm gonna try to make it out to Saginaw, but that's a rough.
Well,
middle of
we'll
the
talk
week.
after the show. We might have a dinner. I might try to set something up in the meantime. So,
Yeah. Well, you guys can do that in Michigan. When they're out my way again. I know the shop they're going to. I'll try to stop there
good.
at the office. So
Everybody, stop by. Say what's up. To
I'll
them.
bring the GoPro and maybe get some footage. Look, there they are.
Dude, they and by the way, like
Yeah.
when they're together too, they're very funny and they tell good stories. If you get Trish with the three, oh,
With the
no,
two of
Diddy,
them?
no, Diddy, stop, pause. All right, if you get Trish, Tone, and Tone together, they're also a great riot, and they kind of rib each other a lot, so it's very nice. We are gonna, Pete, we got enough to cover the last look throughs for the comics and stuff like that.
If you want,
yeah, let's do it because I want to talk about it. I mean, I know we got.
we can do that. We can do.
Aye.
Let me get rid of this. We don't need that up anymore. All right, let me run. Oh, I just got to get things into so this way I can manage showing us. Here, let me get the brand. I'll run our thing.
Hey,
and we'll
Ryan, hold on, Ryan, we gotta get the shirt. Did you see who's?
I want to
story
get
on
the
that
shirt.
No. Ryan knows. Ryan, did you saw whose name was on that shirt too? Didn't you, Dub? They put Batten on that shirt.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
All right.
All right.
The thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our reviews because we did read some comics today. I missed
yeah.
one. I didn't have time to get to one, but I did have time to get to most. Starting off with All In, we kind of mentioned it earlier. It's kind of a little bit of a booster gold spotlight, a little bit.
Honestly, if that's when they were talking about whatever the other character that they're going to bring back. I don't know what you thought about this, Pete, but I enjoyed. Like I was saying earlier with the Guardians of the Galaxy, they did a terrible job. Marvel did reintroducing them into like comics.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did an excellent job with Booster Gold in here and reintroducing them to an open fan base. I thought they did an exceptional job with it. It was done well. It had humor in it. It referenced stuff back. They made fun of themselves. Whenever DC doesn't take itself seriously, I think it's a good thing.
I'm just glad it wasn't goddamn robots and Amanda Waller. So I was excited. You give me Darkseid. I had Justice League Unlimited. They had a shit ton of characters all piled in. I liked it. I'll admit I did enjoy this.
Yeah, thumbs up for me too, dude. Dub, did you get it?
This one, Dub?
I did not.
Get it.
It's worth your time. Give it a look. See, it's not bad. It gives a nice fresh start, like for DC.
This is the absolute stuff.
No. This is just regular DC Universe stuff. It's kind of like the all the heroes are like, hey, look, after what just went down, we got to kind of.
They did a JLA United thing where they bring them all together.
Yeah,
but it really focuses on introducing the audience to Booster Gold.
It does, and it also brings back again Darkseid. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and it gives you an interesting hook at the end too, like to see where.
But this is the book that has
reference things they've hit before, but
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Right. Yeah,
the book has what?
I don't want to spoil anything.
I was surprised. I'll say I was pleasantly surprised. I was worried reading this
Mhm.
is gonna be some dumb shit. I'm like, oh god, what are they doing?
Yeah, Dub, it does have some things in it. It has some things in it, but yeah, but it's still good.
Omega
It's
beans,
mainly the
Omega
main
beans.
focus. The main focus here is Booster Gold, to introduce you to Booster Gold.
Yeah. Well, yeah, reintroducing, giving you a new fresh take. And then we got Creature Commandos. I didn't like this one as much.
Yeah. So if that's the way you introduce Booster Gold, that's great. If this is the way you're going to introduce Creature Commandos, it was mid.
It's because they focus too much not on the commandos, more on other characters that I don't know if matter as much.
Yeah, excuse me. Agreed. And I mean, I'm still not saying it's a don't take. I'm just saying
I'm
it's
a crooked. It's a crooked. It's not terrible.
Crooked up. Sorry,
not terrible, but
yeah. But I think too, I read this after I read
I
the
did
first
too.
one.
That's these. I actually
think
put
that's where it
order
sends the
read
bias
them
in there because the first one was so good.
Yeah,
Crooked,
the books are in the order.
This one has Detroit in it, right?
Hmm?
Detroit's in this one. No
Who's
Detroit
in the morning here? What? It wasn't?
I thought Detroit was in this one.
It could have been.
Okay.
Did I
Were
miss
they?
it?
No,
They
just
had
like
the thing
the
with
city
the
of
monster?
Detroit.
Yeah, well, they didn't really spotlight it if they did.
Yeah.
It was just all about just these, like I said, these other characters. Oh, well, I'm coming in and I'm going to run these teams. I'm going to take your guys. Oh, I guess
Yeah. That part was kind of whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other doctor part back and forth. Yeah. All right. What's next? That's a take.
Yeah, it is what, but it's still, it wasn't bad. It was a good enough start, but not as in comparison, wasn't as good.
Mhm.
Then there was this book, Skin Police.
I wasn't going to put this on. I was trying to avoid it, and I passed by it like 6 times. I was like, this is the stupidest name for a book ever.
That's my only problem with it.
And then I bought it, and then I was like, I'm really not going to suggest this book to be read. And then I read it, and then I was like, wait, what is this book called again? And then I had to go back to the intro to explain. And I still don't understand why they are named the Skin Police.
Terrible name.
I don't understand why the book is titled Skin Police, but the inside of the book and the concept is actually really good. It's about
bad.
at one point there were clones and everything, but then people were using them, and now the clones seem to have this breakdown where they become homicidal maniacs.
Yeah, they get a little like they kind of they kind of
but like why do they call them Skin Police? They just seem like regular police that.
But meanwhile, they also hint that there's this the police or whatever that goes and takes down these these clones, but then at the same time, they don't even know if everybody they're taking down are clones or not. They're just randomly killing people, and they're like, well, like,
I mean, hey, it's a fun ass.
It wasn't bad. The only problem I have is the title. The
title sucks.
Awful.
I'll give it a crooked thumbs up because the title's fucking horrible.
I'm still giving it a full thumbs up because it's worth a read. I will say.
Yeah, I know, but you can't have a title like that. And
it's a shitty title, though.
That cover looks like a Jeff Darrow cover from.
It's got a little bit of that vibe.
The Hard Boiled.
Yeah, it's not quite as Darrow detailed inside.
Yeah,
but you get a little bit of the sense of like the people are drawn and whatnot. But I say give this a read. This is an interesting read, but yeah, the title is shit.
I started writing it yesterday.
And then I got to this Ghost Rider book, and I picked this cover because this was the cover that had Phantasma, the new champions.
Oh shit! Because you did that, I forgot because I didn't buy this book. So I didn't buy that cover.
Don't buy it.
I didn't buy this cover. No, I did buy this cover. So I was like, did I read that book? But yeah, the Robbie Reyes son. Reyes,
I like the Day of the Dead cover the best out of these ones. Like it's like the C cover. That one's awesome. But this book, the stories are not great.
It doesn't. Yeah,
they don't tell any stories. It's just.
Well, he's back. Then he's back, but he was never going to come back. But then he's whatever.
But he's not back.
I know.
Like they give a sense of maybe he gets back. Oh, how's he going to fix his car in the Godwell or whatever the fuck that thing's called?
No, he comes back to the kid at the end.
But yeah, I know. But
does he?
I don't know.
Or was that not? I don't know. Thumbs down.
It was just they're pointless little 8-page story. Like they didn't really suffice anything. And then her big origin with the roller skating rink, and then the aliens show up, and then they go.
Oh, the roller skating rink thing was stupid.
Oh God,
you're right. Thumbs down. Thumbs down.
It was not good. It was just haphazardly thrown together.
Yeah, thumbs down. All right.
I mean, I get it. But you want to sell some books to focus on the character, but the actual guts of this, not worth it.
Yeah, not
worth the time to read.
Nope.
And then I didn't get to this. I didn't have time. I tried to get to it, but I had to throw this thumbnail when I got home.
This is, for those people that don't remember, this is part of that whole like grouping of
Ghost Machine.
Yeah, Ghost Machine. Yeah.
Geiger,
like Rook and all that stuff. Geiger.
It's following Geiger, Redcoat, and Rook. This is the next book in the universe.
So X-Ray, the Mr. X-Ray, yes, it's a take on the ads in old comic books.
Mm-hmm.
I love this book.
The X-Ray specs.
I loved this book.
Oh, did you? I'm looking for.
I love this.
I got
book.
it.
So
I didn't get to read it yet.
So here's the premise. The premise is there's people somehow there's a couple people, including Mr. X-Ray, that are somehow caught in what I'd assume is like almost a purgatory, but they are also the deciders if the persons that come into the purgatory. I think that's what it's supposed to be, if they can leave or go, kind of. And it's like, so
they get to move on. Or
I'm trying to say this. No, I think most of them are just going straight to they're killing.
Or move on or go to the other place.
Yeah, but I think it's one where they come in and pretty much because of whatever it is, they send them down no matter what. There's this little psycho kid, and it's pretty funny.
That kid, that one cover, the 1 in 50 is creepy with the little Boy Scout kid.
That's the other kid that's there. So it's pretty much Mr. X-Ray and that kid are in this like zone. I'm not gonna say it's purgatory. I'm saying like a purgatory, but not like it's purgatory. A middle area after death before you go someplace, right? And pretty much a free door to hell. So
the Winchesters were there in Supernatural, and they found their mom there.
Right. So the that kid on the 1 in 50 is in there a lot, and he's a fucking psychopath.
Speaking of Winchesters, I got my Demon Hunter license.
Oh, nice. Good. Nobody cares. Just pick this book up. It's amazing. Pick the book up. Good read.
I will take your word for it. I'm looking forward to it.
No, the art's great. It's the same as the other stuff they do. So,
yeah,
it's like the Geiger art.
I mean, the Ghost Machine, fantastic art. All the titles, great artists, great art. It's like
this is like a
bad idea. They got good artists. I mean, it's good art.
It is kind of like a horror title, so
Yeah, that's the vibe for this one.
Yeah, it's a horror title. Yeah. All right, take it.
All right, let's get to the streaming stuff. I know you didn't say to cover this one, but I watched it last week.
This is some dumb shit. I don't want to hear about it.
Not dumb shit. It was just the 3rd episode of Agatha.
Oh shit! I forgot to watch this.
You didn't watch this one?
Nah.
It's different. It gets you more sense of what the show is like, but I don't care. I understand people say, "Oh, it's not for me," whatever. It may not be for me either, but I like it. I don't know. For what it is, I'm enjoying it. So
I didn't watch it. I'm gonna give it a thumbs down, anyways.
You don't get to get a thumbs down if you didn't do it.
No,
I'm telling you, if you like it, if you like the first two, you'll like the third one. If you didn't like the first two, you're not going to like the third one. So just stop. You don't need to keep complaining about it. Just don't watch it. That's all.
Yep, fair.
Not everything is for you.
Yeah,
not everything is for me.
With that. I'm okay with it. Not for me.
But I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to keep watching it. There's an episode tonight, probably, so I'll watch that tomorrow.
Kingdom Nerds it is.
This shit.
Amazing. 2 thumbs up. Get the fuck out of here.
I was mad as hell. I had to wait till Sunday. I thought,
oh my God, this show's so good.
Friday. I was looking for it Friday. I was looking for it Saturday. I was like, what the hell?
So it's on Sunday nights now.
It's on Sunday nights, yeah. But the first
who cares? It's good.
Like on a Thursday.
This show's so good. So
it is good.
So good. It's amazing. And then, you know what happened was, like, there's a part in it you forget, like, I don't really realize it anyways, but then all of a sudden I saw something that's like, oh, wait, that's Colin Farrell. But, like, for the majority of the part, it's not. It's the Penguin. He is.
It's just
99% of his ability is the Penguin.
Oh,
the storyline's so good.
Dude, the way he pivots in this episode as things don't go to.
It's so good.
Yeah, I
so good.
It's my favorite thing to watch right now.
Yeah, it really is. It's so good. DC's killing it, man.
I mean, I got my Shogun t-shirt on, but this is going to challenge it for 2024. This is pretty good, pretty damn good.
I don't know if that's the case, but it's good. Yeah, it's really good.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we have While it was out, we only got through like an episode last week, but I personally finished.
I didn't get to the last episode. Here's what I'm going to say. This is a bunch of bullshit.
Mr. McMahon. All right, what do you got?
Okay, first off, fuck McMahon. He's a piece of shit human being. You can tell it through all the episodes. He's a dog shit. Fuck Hulk Hogan. Now listen, just because I say that doesn't mean I'm still not going to watch, WrestleMania 3 or all those type of stuff. But as human beings, they're fucking gutter swamps. He's gutter swamps. Bret the Hitman Hart's a gutter swamp. McMahon's a gutter swamp. Who else can we put in the gutter swamp category? That's pretty much it. Those three. Oh, Linda McMahon, gutter swamp.
Well, she didn't really do much in this.
Yeah, there's a couple things she was just saying and doing where it's like, and by the way, like, how many people too, and I get it because you got to get employed and he's the only person in the house, but how many wink nods like, oh yeah, we think it's okay. Not really though. Like, just pieces of shit human beings. Like, I mean, he is really like how you treat your family like that, how you treat people like that. Like, you didn't have to do what you did. You did it because you're a fucking piece of shit human being. He really is.
Yeah, I kind of felt like throughout the series a bit like I felt bad for Shane.
Yeah, Shane McMahon, I feel bad for.
You like I outside of seeing like this, like I never felt bad for him, but in this, like
real bad. And by the way,
so that one where he finally was like, I just wanted you to be proud of me. Like,
yeah, because he's a piece of shit. Dude, no. Hey, here's another thing. Like the way he treats not just him, there's one where Stephanie won't say what he was trying to force her to do. But dude, what shitbag. What piece of shit.
You could see that. I mean, that whatever relationship they had is gone. Like
I think the funny part is I didn't watch the last one, but it was kind of funny because if you know that he's going to get hit up with all this stuff,
they don't get us into anything to not to spoil it or ruin it for you, but they really don't get into it.
But here's
mention that it happens.
So they let you know that they shot this before the fall of him. You could tell while the interviews were going on, excluding Shit Hogan and Shit Hart, like there's a lot of people there that were saying with a wink and a nod, like he's the only guy in town, so we can't say any. And Paul Heyman,
he's still
Paul Heyman. Fuck that skullet motherfucker.
What?
Fuck that shitbag. Because
but also like
Paul Heyman was trying to sell out. He was fucking shooting all over the place.
No. Taker was still, I don't know. That's it. I'd die for this man. Like he was still full on
Taker.
Board. Yeah,
Taker's a shitbag.
Taker still 100% was just there.
Taker's a shitbag.
Stone Cold was like, I don't even believe in CTE. Like, what do you mean you don't believe in it?
Who said that? Stone Cold?
Austin.
Yeah, that's because he's been hit in the head too many fucking times.
Yeah, no, but he don't believe it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't believe in it?
Okay,
it ain't fucking Santa Claus.
No, like, I don't mind that, but like the ones people that were standing up for like acts that are like just shitty. Like,
oh no, I get that. There were some shitty things and
by the way, fuck you. You didn't fucking beat WCW. Fucking the execs over at
the bed.
The execs at fucking Warner Brothers killed fucking WCW. It's well documented what the fuck they did. They buried that shit because they didn't want it. And then the only fucking person who was like would pay anything for it. And by the way,
you had for overall for the series, what do you got on it? I'm crooked. I'm a crooked up. It was
crooked.
It was worth watching, but at the same time, it could have been a little shorter because I was a little disappointed once it was over. Like you really didn't get into it. I thought it was
they didn't get to anything. And it was a promo piece by Weird Vince. Like Weird Vince saying crazy weird old shit and looking like a fucking
I mean,
weirdo.
He said some new weird shit. I got 3 computers in my head. I got one computer that's talking to you and another
that's always thinking about sex. Else. Yeah, and the one that's always thinking about sex.
That's having a good time. I'm like, what the fuck are you?
And then what if I activate it? It'll fucking let nuclear wars. I was like, dude, you're a fucking moron. You're just a fucking moron. And he's creepy and he looks creepy and he's creepy, dude.
Yeah,
I hope that guy, hey, as the saying goes, you don't want to go to cell block 6.
You say crooked as well?
I hope they send him there. I hope he gets what he has coming to him.
It's worth checking out just to kind of see it. You don't get a lot of new information per se, but
no, you do. You see how Hart like back talks about stuff.
It's not
too.
new. It's just
Yeah.
a recent pivot.
I think I'd like to see a follow up in a year. You know, like and they're like, okay, we did that interview, and then like the behind the scenes of the interview.
Well, I
Like,
think
oh,
you got to wait maybe 2 years. We got to let the federal case play out, and then the Janelle Grant lawsuit play out, and then maybe we get something interesting.
No, I think now that he's out, like he's truly. I think after a year of him, you could see that there was still some. Like, who's the one woman who said like I had the belt, and then I said I wouldn't fucking.
Oh, Wendy, whatever her name was.
No.
Wendy Richter.
No,
Yeah.
Wendy Richter got screwed out of it.
Yeah, because she didn't want to. She said she wasn't giving up the belt.
No, who was the attractive young lady who was? This is more recent. She was supposed to make out with another female, and she's like, "That's not. I don't want to do that." And then she said, and then I lost the belt the very next thing. I don't know if it was on purpose because I told Mr. McMahon no, but like it seems whenever you tell Vince no, then you.
I don't remember who that was.
He was the one that was it Trish Stratus?
Yeah, Stratus. Yeah, Trish Stratus. I don't remember.
Was it Trish Stratus?
Way, though.
Yeah, go back and watch
She
like
said
episodes.
she did everything that he said. Oh, don't do this. And he's like, okay. She was like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah, but then she came
like
back.
Linda McMahon will wheel her out in a wheelchair,
which is also kind of weird because the dude's like, yeah, I've never cheated on Linda. And then they're like, yeah, except for you fucked like 16 people. And just was like, yeah, I did it, and plus they had Meltzer in there. Meltzer could go fuck himself too. Meltzer could just go fuck himself. Meltzer can fuck himself. Shane, I'll give a pass to Stephanie and Shane because they seem like abused children. I feel for them. The other two McMahons can go fuck themselves. Vince and his wife. Undertaker, he can go fuck himself. Bret Hart, fuck himself.
The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock.
You got to include The Rock and all that.
Didn't get to say too much though.
The Rock didn't say anything. You didn't watch this then. The Rock
I didn't watch it, but I mean,
John Cena can't fuck himself. John Cena was really good with what he said because he kind of outed. He's like,
didn't say much either. He
didn't say much. Give Trish, I guess, a pass if that's who I'm thinking of. She said a lot, and she's like, yeah, I did these things.
Yeah, she said it was like
in advance. Like, I'm not proud of it. And that was the thing Steph said too. Like, she's like, I really looking back on it, like, I really regret a bunch of the stuff I did, and I did it because my dad told me to do it. And like,
she was like, I was in, and they said, just do it. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, and that's kind of shitty. Hunter was in there, and like Hunter will say, I think Hunter spoke truth to fact a lot. Like, he did say Vince McMahon, he didn't say it in this exact word, but he's like, yeah, that fucker's crazy. Like, he's like, yeah, he's fucking crazy. And the way he treats his kids is shitty. Like, and that takes the balls for your son-in-law to say some shit like that to it. It's also really weird that Vince kept saying, like, I hope you marry somebody like Hunter. And then Shane would be like, yeah, but not Hunter.
But
don't marry him. But do not marry him.
Someone like him, but not.
Somebody like him, but don't marry him.
And she did.
And then, I do think, like, if you look at it, the people that, I guess you kind of been, like, we all heard the phone call 20 years ago with Hogan when his son's in jail. Like, we knew what Hogan kind of was before, but like, you really see how he's a fucking snake when you fucking watch this thing. Like, he's just a despicable fucking human being. McMahon's the same type. And, I don't know. But it was a Trish. Thank you, Matt. Matt, did they send you the link? You could have come on to ask about the Arizona shop.
I sent him a link. Link. I don't know if he responded. Oh wait, he did, but
whatever. It's too late now. So either way, I watched it.
Oh, he's having dinner. So yeah.
Oh. I hope somebody kicks Vince McMahon down some stairs. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah,
right, let's get to the theater since you went to the theater.
I did.
I didn't get to go. I would have liked to have gone, but I was busy.
Fair. I saw 2 movies back to back. My son invited one of his buddies to see one movie, and they said, "Hey, we're on our way to see this other movie." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll go see it." I didn't even know what it was. This is the second movie we watched, Transformers 1. I was nervous about this because this is the retelling of the OG stories.
Not retelling; it's the telling of a story we never thought we wanted.
It's a prequel. This is the prequels movie.
Well, yeah, but the first story we knew was the cartoon story that we watched as the movie, right? And now they're doing it's different. It's definitely different than what we knew. Because
they didn't really get into this. This is before they could transform.
Yeah, this is before they could transform, which we never knew anything about.
No, they could transform here.
No, eventually, but they got those in this movie, right?
No, there was Transformers that could transform in this movie.
No, there were, but these characters did not. The ones we know, the Bumblebees and the Optimuses.
Some of Bumblebee, Optimus couldn't, but like
Megatron.
No, but Soundwave could, so could.
Okay.
So a bunch of the OG characters, Starscream could. A bunch of the characters could.
Oh, okay.
But that was supposed to be the story of Optimus and Megatron and how they
got their names.
Early relationship.
They were friends.
Yeah.
Yes, right. And how they got their names. And honestly, they did a really great job. I wanted to fucking hate on this movie. You know, the nostalgia hate thing, like, well, that's not how that should have gone. But there's not much that you could hate on it. I thought they did a great job. The kids enjoyed it. The whole family watched it. Even my wife, who's not too big into it, liked it. And, you know, like, I think they did a really good job, man. It was good. It was good. And then, like, it also got,
I just don't know if I have time.
It also got, like, you know, obviously the next thing all the kids did, or all the son did, was the boys at least, was sit in the Target thing because we had to go pick up something from Target, and all they did was sit in the toy aisle, like, you know, like you used to sit in the toy aisle.
And they used to sit in the toy aisle and just keep doing this.
Yeah, and they're like, this one, remember when he was in the movie? Oh, this is the bad guy in the movie. Yeah, I was glad, blah, 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 blah. Hey, yeah. You know what I mean? And they're doing that. They're holding the toy and telling the story of the movie and what parts they enjoyed. And just like very childhood innocence. And it was like cool because, you know, you kind of see it in, and just like me, I didn't buy any for him. So the rich robots could transform. That's not exactly what it was.
I didn't mean to go to the next one, but all right, we're going to the next one.
Maybe it was. I don't think it was that kiddish, Artrell. You should watch it. It's actually.
No, the trailer though. You're saying the trailer?
Yeah, the trailer didn't make it feel like
it looked really cheesy.
Yeah, I got it. I got what he's saying.
I got the posters. I only got the same poster. I don't know what the keychains were. But actually, I got it the day before watching The Wild Robot because the lady there was very nice. She's like, "Yo," I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see Transformers first." She's like, "Take these posters. They're gonna be gone. Take them. I said, oh yeah, I will. But I didn't know Wild Robot. And when my son heard this, he's like, yeah, it's a book and da. And then he did this. Well, Dad, this isn't exactly like how a book is. Okay. So they changed a couple things around. So I just want to let you know.
I love it.
Oh, he had to educate you.
And I was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, that's how movies do. Yeah, no, Dad. But you see, like, let me tell you this part here. Let me tell you. And this was here. And this was here. And this, it was really... First off, unfortunately we were watching in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it though. There is a little like heartwarming part in that, or sad part, or whatever. But all around a good movie. Like I don't know anything about this movie, but it was
I heard good things about it. I don't know
it's much good, man. Like I don't have any problem with it. I could see how they could do maybe multiples on this. They definitely could.
There's multiple books, like I said earlier.
Yeah. The Warrior, older ones in the Warrior class could transform. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's an easy way to explain it without doing it. Actually, everybody technically, Matthew, could transform, but something happened. You read the book? I didn't read the book, but the movie was good. Yeah. Look, the kids loved the book. They loved it. And him and the duck. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the part with the duck. Yeah. Actually, I went up to go pee real quickly. I went at the wrong time because apparently I went during the time where it was a little sad. So, but yeah, there's a duck. It's fun. I mean, you don't gotta be a rocket scientist to see what the story is going to happen and what's going on. But they did a great job of it. The like special effects were great.
It's got a nice cast. That's got an interesting cast too. Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, it does.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, like the voices,
Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah, Catherine O'Hara. Wow.
And so does Transformers got Thor And who else showed
Yeah.
up? There's 3 people that showed up. There's
Scarlett
Thor.
Johansson.
Oh, it's Thor, Scarlett Johansson,
Who else?
and,
Black Widow.
I don't think
forget who
Scarlett
it is.
Johansson showed up on the screen because they have somebody before
Oh,
saying,
she
"Hey,
was
we're gonna do
not RC, but whoever the
Alita.
Alita.
Alita." So that
Yeah.
isn't RC. So Alita's not RC.
She's not
No.
RC.
We've had this
She is a
conversation
character.
before, and you would not believe me that Alita and RC are 2 different people.
Yeah, they're 2 different characters. But
She
Alita
seems
was
exactly
voiced
like
by
RC.
Scarlett.
But there was an RC does show up then in it.
Okay.
But Alita is just like RC in this movie,
Okay.
which is messed up. I mean, it has the same powers and everything. So, I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. My daughter thought Alita was RC because nobody. Here's the thing. Nobody. Yeah. A couple times, right? A couple times. She showed up a couple times.
Hey, we're already over.
Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go. All right, guys.
No, wait. We're almost 3.5 hours. Let's just get it to 3.5 hours.
Okay.
Let's just do it. I made this new segment. Let's just do it.
Go see Transformers.
Go see Transformers.
Yeah.
Here we go. I spent all this time doing it, so we just got to do it because this book
There you go.
won't be
Shamrock and
relevant.
Shenanigans.
It won't be relevant next week.
So
That's
pretty
all.
much what we're gonna do is look at an outline sale and see if we think the book is worth it or not.
Is it worth it or not? Is it worth it or not? So that's what is it a shamrock? You know, your 4-leaf clover? Is it a lucky charm you're finding, or is it not waste your time?
No, you just listened to Jump Around a fucking bunch.
I
and you
did.
wanted
I
to
just
put
was
together.
listening to House of Pain, and I just said, you know what, I can do this, and I like this logo. I made a T-shirt of this, and I actually already ordered one for myself
House Attack. Yeah.
because it looks awesome.
Wow.
But the book I want to talk about is this independent book that you guys might have seen kind of pop off last week. This Tales of the Bizarre #8. Issue 7 also is out there. People are seeking a big chunk of change for it. But this particular book, I don't even remember the name of the publisher. It's a tiny ass publisher. Yes, it is a pretty vampire lady, but that's really all it's got going for it. I have no idea what's in the guts of this book. I don't know if many people know what's in the guts of this book because there are not that many of these to go around.
Boom, shakalaka, boom.
But just because there's not a lot of these to go around, does that mean people should be shelling out $170 for this?
No,
This is
and
this is actually the price they paid. This is coming off of Terapeak or eBay research. So this is somebody paid $170 and $150 last week for this book, sandwiched around a My Comic Shop listing for $6. So My Comic Shop sold 4 of these for $6 when they threw them up, and people, scooped them up quick.
That sounds like that sounds fishy.
But here's the thing: you see these prices. This is last week's sale, so the 24th and the 27th, late last week. But to go back to release date, because I wanted to see it, I wanted to track it, and we want to see how this thing kind of got there. When this came out, the end of August, it was $6. Beginning of September, $6.
There it is. That's the key. HTF explanation point.
September 11th, $30. There's the like Marco said,
HTF. Hard to find as soon as they do it.
Next day, $45. Couple days later, $50, and then boop, a week later, it's $150. So, the question I pose to you two is this a Shamrock or is this shenanigans?
Here's the deal with this book, right? There's not a lot of it out there, correct?
No, it's gonna be hard to find.
Okay, no.
Don't argue that.
Here's what's gonna happen. People are gonna put stupid numbers on this book, and it's gonna sit around, and people are gonna say that's an expensive book. It's so expensive, but guess what? None of them are gonna sell for a while. Every once in a while, one will pop up, and people will say, "Oh, that little sale was just an outliner. It wasn't near mint. It wasn't whatever," right? And then when you look it up on eBay, not sold listings, or you don't look up Terapeak, you're going to see randomly this very expensive price for this book, but nobody's buying it. We see this 100 times over. And this is one of those books.
I agree. This one, I would not be investing anywhere near these types of values because I just don't. What is going to keep it up there? And don't just tell me it's rare.
No,
Rarity
people aren't going to sell it. So
yeah,
people are
rarity
going to
alone doesn't make a book
yeah.
expensive. There has to be demand. What is going to be the reason to demand this book over time?
Well, I just think that's it. I don't think there's going to be a demand for the book. So people will still have
That's
it.
what I mean. Yeah. If this artist, I don't even know the name of the artist who's
Zaf is the artist, ZAF.
Yeah, Zaf. If they become the next big thing and they start selling Marvel covers, all right, maybe. But if they just keep doing these books, ain't nobody gonna care. We'll see. There's an issue 9. Zaf is doing a cover for issue 9. They were up, they were available. You could pre-order, you can purchase them before they come out. We'll see where that one goes. Because people are trying to retrofit issue 7, also a Zaf cover. And I also pointed it out on my watch list before. They're trying to sell that one for $150. And it didn't sell yet, but they're asking it. We'll see. I just don't think these prices are insanely too high. Could this be a $30 book? Sure. Fine. Like, all right, $20-$30. I got no problem with that. I can see that. 160? Why?
Why? Shenanigans. It's just the cover.
I just don't see anybody next year going, man, I need that Tales of Bizarre number 8. How much you pay for yours? 120. Man, that was a good price. I don't.
No, but I don't know. I think like I said, I don't think this is a book that you're gonna get for $6 again. But
no.
I think it's just because people got it for $6, so they're just not going to sell it because
it's just this insane, jump. Guys, take it easy with your wallets. That's all. So that's our new little segment. I just kind of want to put that out there because I thought it was kind of interesting, something to kind of cover. And doesn't mean we're going to do this every week. There may not be a book every week that kind of stands out like that. But when something does, we'll ask you, Shamrocks or Shenanigans?
Shamrocks or Shenanigans?
I like House of Pain.
So number 7 was the first one by Zaf?
By Zaf, yeah.
Boom. Boom. Shock, boom.
Yeah, and she kind of had like a Anne Hathaway kind of vibe, like the look.
Yeah, it looked like a pulp cover.
Yep. That was the first one. And again, I don't see a lot of expense. I think it might have sold for maybe 50, but there's one listed looking for 150. I just don't know.
I unfortunately do not go to shops that have cats in them. Okay. All right. Drunk Shenanigans. Thank you, Artrell. We appreciate it. Hey, make sure you guys go out there, try to support Tony, other local artists.
Check the link below. Go check the dates, the listings. Find a shop.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, too, real quickly, while those boys ain't here and listening anymore. This is why you want to support them if you can in your local comic shop. Even if you just come by and say hi and buy your normal pickup or whatever.
Buy your normal books.
Yeah, this is why you want to do it, because the word is getting, the last couple of cons we've been at, this has already been the big word, right? That's no lie. People have come up to me and said, hey, dude, retailers are like, can you get them on my list? And also other artists have said, hey, did you hear what Tony's doing? And I'm like, yeah, of course I heard what Tony's doing. But like when those people are talking about, that means other artists you might like are seeing this and seeing that's a possibility and saying, hey, this is a good idea. So like, make sure we cannot complain about how our fandom is working if we're not willing to go out there and support people who are doing what we like, right? You got to buy what you like. You got to go support what you like. And I'm telling you, this is a great idea. And the more, I mean, both Tone and Tony are very well known in the industry, and the word gets around by them. So go out there. I mean, this is more important than voting at this point. Go out there and support them for what they do. All right. You can spank it later. Cool. Anybody else got anything?
I don't think so.
So
we can just try the new end stream because it has an outro now. So we can see if it works when you're ready.
Go ahead.
All right. We'll see you guys. Dub, you don't have to do the whole rundown thing. We'll get stuff out there. Watch, Hot 10 on Friday. Qualified.
Hey, and don't be trying to sell those exclusive books for too much right off the bat. Give them like a day or two.
Oh, yeah. Take it easy. Get one for yourself.
Get one for yourself.
Just get one for yourself. Get it for you.
Yeah.
But I'll have some stuff, and I'll have some stuff over on the Toy Channel too. So go check that out. So
get all the stuff done with the stuff.
I got to do a top 10 on the Joker if I got time to film it. So with that,
The Joker.
we'll see you all.
I'm not watching that piece of trash.
Fuck yeah, I don't want to see that at all.
Yeah, fuck no.
But we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Next week.
Later.
Peace.
Later.
Where is it?
That didn't work, Pete. That didn't work.
Wait, here you go. Play outro
Pete.
and end stream. There's a second button.
Holy shit.
Hey,
Still
it's
not
new.
working.
This is the first time I've done it.
Doing
Now
what?
press